Welcome back to the Light Pole Podcast, everybody. Of course, you're joined by me, Joey, and along, as always, Darian, Kyler, Wiley. Today is going to be a really chill and relaxed episode. We have a few things to talk about, but before we get into it, Darian has a surprise for us. Darian, take it away.
All right, guys. Last week after the episode, I asked you guys to entrust me with a gift that I was going to present the podcast and the viewers.
And I'm very nervous.
Yeah, and for any, you know what? I don't even want to give much away. I just want to run into it. It's going to take about 2 minutes, and let me just screen share here for the people listening.
I am so nervous because I know.
Let's see here. How do I do this?
Yeah, he hasn't told us what it is.
Yeah,
so
we have no idea.
We just donated money without knowing, with just trusting in him.
Only I know.
Only Joey knows.
All right, you guys ready?
Oh,
We're gonna start.
please, just
Sure.
do it.
As ready as I can.
It's killing me inside.
Make
I
sure you got
wanna
that
know.
optimized.
Can you? What can you guys see right now?
Cameo
Yeah, we
by
can see
Sam
it.
Witwer.
Hi, Wiley, Kyler, and Joey, and Darian. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks for speaking well of me on your podcast, or hell, even doing a Star Wars podcast. Thank you. It's a really kind of strange, special thing that I think we who helped make the Clone Wars have been through, because when we were doing it 10 years ago, it just, I don't know, it didn't really feel like anyone we didn't have worldwide acceptance, you know what I mean? It wasn't, there were people
Yes.
who hadn't heard of it, and there
I know
were
what you
people
mean,
who
Sam.
didn't think it was any good and all this stuff. And the only reason that I got into it was that I did think it was good. I thought it was really, really awesome and cool. And same thing with, I think I can speak for the other actors. We just thought it was really good work and interesting work, and we got to work for George Lucas and do all this cool stuff. And then right as we were getting some recognition for that, for our little cult show, we got canceled. So when I say thank you, and I say this is all a very special thing, I say thank you because without people like you, we would not have been
Without
able
us.
to go back and finish our show. And it's a very weird thing now because, back then it was, you're doing what now? And now it's, you were involved in Clone Wars. And that feels pretty good. So it's due to you. I blame you. It's your fault
It's me.
that people care now. So that's good. But thank you so much for staying with it and supporting us and all that stuff. May the Force be with you.
Oh,
Bro.
yo.
My
Yo.
chest. Oh my god. That was the
All
best money I've ever spent in my
Bro, I
life.
saw Kyler just break down in front of us, man.
So
I'm like in awe. Like I don't even.
So for
I,
those
I actually have like a lump in my throat.
Yo,
For
I want to
those
cry. I want to
who-
cry. I want to cry. Yeah.
the people who heard this, and you might be wondering why we're fanboying out of some guy just talking, mentioning our name at the beginning and then talking to us about Clone Wars. That is Sam Witwer, trivia god of Star Wars, voice of Darth Maul,
In the Clone
protege
Wars.
in the Clone Wars, yeah, protege of George Lucas, like all this stuff, amazing. Anybody who knows Star Wars will fanboy over Sam Witwer.
Yo,
Kyler's
just
having a
just
heart
Witwer said my name.
yo, just to hear him say our names and say like on the podcast, like
That
my
was
heart skipped a beat.
insane.
Like what? In
What I really liked about that was he didn't it wasn't scripted. Like you could tell he was struggling, like trying to think of his own
No.
words right at the
yeah,
beginning.
He did it like in his
I
backyard.
That's what I asked. All I did, I messaged him and I was like, hey, can you just, we're doing this for a podcast. My friends are going to be absolutely stoked if you could just mention our names and just talk to us about what it was like working on Clone Wars. We're obsessed with the show. Thanks. And when I got that in, like, I didn't even watch it for the first day because I got so many goosebumps when I heard him say our names in the beginning.
bro.
So,
Oh my god.
Darian,
I
I
can't.
cannot
so
thank you
man.
enough, bro. Like,
Can you? You're sending that to us, right?
Oh,
Like, you're
absolutely. I'm gonna send it to all you guys.
bro, I'll freaking
Okay,
donate
okay, 'cause that's-
$100 if we can get him on the podcast. Like,
Imagine, I'll pay
yo,
You know what we should do?
shoot.
Wait, so
When we get the
That
intro
was-
song, we should have his voice just say Joey Kyler.
Right, we should
Wiley,
have,
and
oh
then
my
the
God.
music.
we should have Sam Witwer be our freaking intro. Like,
oh my god, yeah, I know. Can I have him on like my answering machine? I don't even have. I'll
Right?
buy a home phone just so I can have Sam Witwer say my name on it.
You think he narrates like his everyday
Oh my
actions?
god,
I hope so.
bathroom.
I hope so.
I drank my
Kenobi.
Yeah.
Holy
Oh,
cow.
and in the message I put Kenobi 2-0. So
Oh my god. I
yeah.
I'm
So
definitely posting that on Instagram for you guys to see
Oh my god,
over and over and over and over again because
That is like
that was beautiful.
that's the best thing that's happened in like 2020.
Yeah, I'm at a
Yeah.
I'm at a loss of
$100
words.
well
I'm literally at a loss for words right now because that was amazing.
Oh
That
my
was
God.
by far literally like the last thing I expected when you said you were surprising us with something.
No, I'm thinking
exactly.
The last
I'm thinking
thing
you were
I
gonna get like a
expected.
trophy for the trivia
I thought it was
games or something
physical.
like that.
Yeah, I thought it was something physical. And when you said screen share, I'm like,
This is
okay,
so
what the
much
heck is
better.
this? Yeah.
I can carry this with me everywhere.
Yes. So when I told you guys, I was trying to make it seem like it was going to be something physical, like something
Yeah.
like that.
Uh-huh.
And again, this podcast is just us having fun and stuff like this that we're going to fanboy over. I know a million people aren't going to be like, that was the coolest thing ever. But for us, this is like, and we got it recorded. Like your reactions were amazing when you said our
my
names at the
God.
beginning. It is so cool.
That's
Just
amazing.
his voice alone is just.
Oh, Joe.
That
Oh,
was
okay. We gonna
so
censor
Hold on,
that.
I got a
for the
little
viewers
shiver. I got a
there.
little shiver there, man. I got a little shiver. Hold on, it was so
That was
deep. And,
beautiful.
oh man.
All right.
My chest is
Let's
palpitating.
not. We can
Okay.
talk about this after though.
Yes.
Let's not dwell
Yeah.
on it for too long.
All right, so today we have various things to talk about. We have low-key movies, but before that, we have Mando review. But before that, we have movie news. Guys, any movie
Yes.
news for now?
So I believe me and Darian will be kind of taking the helm on this movie news.
Indeed.
And,
So before we get
As
into
per
the
usual.
yeah,
Yeah.
before we get into the full-on Disney and Marvel news that came out today from the Disney
And
investors meeting,
and it's still happening at the time of us recording this.
Yeah.
Right now it's Marvel, so we're kind of missing that. We'll fill you in if we can, but continue.
so there was a few smaller pieces of movie news that I wanted to hit on before we get into that. Just some cool stuff. One, iCarly's coming back. So for anybody who,
Right? Yeah.
yeah,
What?
it's
iCarly
same people.
reboot,
and
like
everything.
third
Wait,
now?
same people and everything.
Yeah. Same cast.
Nathan Kress, Miranda Cosgrove, all of them,
What
which
is
is
it,
awesome.
YouTube channel now?
I don't
was it a
know.
YouTube channel before? No, it was just a site, right?
Yeah, and it's going to be
What is the show
more our age focused. So the people that watched it as kids like we did, it's going to be on Paramount TV now. So it's going to be actually like older, I guess. Not too many details released, but that's all that
Interesting.
came out so far.
I never watched it the first time around, so I don't know
Can
how
they
to
bring
feel
back
about
Jake,
that.
Drake and Josh?
Really? Josh has a new show
That
coming
I
out
would
too.
love.
Yeah.
Does he have a new show coming out?
He does.
Josh Peck?
Oh,
Yep. I forgot what it was. They just announced
It's
it on
about
Disney.
it's about like him and a dog. Something like.
Isn't he like best friends with David Dobrik or whatever his name is?
yeah.
Okay. When you say David's name, you say it firmly. It's David Dobrik. It's the king of YouTube, my friend.
It is David Dobrik. Okay, I don't watch too much of his stuff, but I know that he's been in some of his videos. Okay,
Yeah, they're friends. January 5th, Nicolas Cage is hosting a Netflix limited series called The
Yes.
History of Swear Words.
Yes, that looked very interesting.
Yeah. And
he literally goes around the world finding the origins of all the swear words, like the F-bomb,
Every episode is
Who
another swear word.
funded that?
You know? I don't know.
But this is exactly what we were just talking about, where he'll take any job. 'cause he's
That
in
sounds
debt.
like
So,
something he would
Exactly.
do. Yeah.
He's in horrible debt because he buys first issue Superman comics.
He get the first job to get money.
The next thing is that, as we mentioned last week, HBO is throwing all of their movies, or I'm sorry, WB, Warner Brothers, is throwing all their movies onto HBO next year.
Mm.
That, as the days went on, came out that they didn't tell all of those movie producers and movie directors and actors that it was going straight to HBO. They just whipped it on them.
Oh, so it's a lot of backlash now.
A lot of backlash. Christopher
Ooh.
Nolan is one of the foremost voices that came out
Yeah.
and went in on WB.
Yeah.
And these were his words. He said, most of the biggest actors and directors this morning thought they were waking up working for one of the best movie production companies on earth and found out they're working for the worst streaming service.
Yo.
That's crazy.
On one hand, he trashed WB, and then on the other, he trashed HBO Max, which is a garbage streaming service. So, yeah,
Wow.
Interesting. Yeah,
So that's getting
Feels
intense.
bad.
Nolan has been very vocal about this because Nolan's very passionate, and he really doesn't want the death of movie theaters. So he's been very passionate about this whole streaming service
Understandable.
thing.
Nobody wants the death of movie theaters, man.
Which is strange
He
because
really held out with Tenet.
Which is strange because but with Tenet, he said that it was Warner Bros. Decision to put it theatrically and not on HBO or not on streaming service. So I guess it's a little surprising. But
yeah.
Wow.
That was pretty much it. So Wiley, if you want to get started on the Disney Plus.
Well, first Spider-Man. I'm sure a lot of you have known, but just in case you're out of the loop,
Yes.
huge confirmations. We already mentioned Alfred Molina. Then we have all three Spider-Men coming back. Tobey Maguire was spotted yesterday or today at a costume fitting. Kirsten Dunst, Emma Stone.
Oh.
They're
coming back
yes,
too?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, they're
Everyone,
all coming back.
Everyone. Apparently, a source.
Emma
close-
Stone's dead.
It's a multiverse.
She got revived.
Apparently, sources
Thanos
close.
snapped his fingers.
Sources close to like someone working there said it's for this movie. It will be more of like a fan service kind of thing. So maybe like small cameo roles, not huge parts, which I'm fine with as long as it sets up maybe a multiverse.
That's what I was thinking because when
yeah.
I heard all these names at first, I was like, how?
There's no way
But
to
you
put
know
them
what?
all in a movie
You know
all at
when
once.
when I think about it, they started filming this like two or 3 months ago, and they've been in talks with all these people. That means pretty much the entire movie was already written, and they were gonna go through with it whether they had these people or not. So that tells me it's gonna be very small roles. But still,
I agree, and I think that's the only way they could make this work is if they
set it
kinda
up for a
do
future.
the Spider-Verse, what they did with that movie, I forget the amazing. What was it called? The animated
Into the
one, I forget.
Into the
Into the
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse.
Thank you.
Into the Spider-Man.
Into the Spider-Verse. The way that they incorporated all these characters, but it was still Miles' movie.
Yeah.
I think that's what they need to do with this one,
Yeah,
and they're gonna kill it.
they said it's gonna be heavily Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. So that's what it needs
Which
to be.
I'm
I'm
hyped.
still
Yeah.
fine with.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, he's doing an awesome job so far.
Also-
I have no complaints.
Also, Matt Murdock is back as Daredevil in Spider-Man 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're actually
That I
Crystal and
like.
I are actually watching Daredevil right now.
Yeah.
She's never seen it before, so I'm like, okay, you have to watch this. We're on season 2.
That is a show right there.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Season 3
He
kinda-
deserves to be an official character for
He does.
definitely.
to come back.
Did you know
Definitely.
Charlie Cox is British?
yeah. I mean, most
Well,
freaking
yeah.
actors nowadays are British.
Right? Nobody comes to
That's
America.
true.
Matthew McConaughey is like the last one.
Yeah.
Everyone else is from Great Britain.
All right. So let's dive into the Disney Plus investor meeting stream that they're doing today. So
And I have the picture that you sent me, Wiley, of the new
okay.
stuff. If you want me to throw it up,
yeah,
just let me know.
you could throw. I'll let you know. Before they started the streaming, they announced they have 10 Star Wars projects in the works. They have 10 Marvel, and then 15 like animated and Pixar stuff, right? So if you would like to see, we'll talk about it a little. Darren, if you want to put up that screen grab,
Yes, sir.
the names that they dropped for these Star Wars projects. Star Wars Visions, Ahsoka show,
The
obviously The
Acolyte?
Mandalorian,
Droid?
Lando, Droid, Rogue Squadron, The Acolyte, Obi-Wan Kenobi with Hayden Christensen confirmed to return as Darth Vader,
Yes, sir.
Indiana Jones.
Andor, Willow,
Indiana Jones 5.
the Bad Batch animated series spinoff, which they showed a preview for. I don't have the preview
Obi-Wan
right now.
Kenobi.
It's amazing. Rangers of the Republic.
Rangers
This-
of the Republic.
and Indiana Jones with Harrison Ford returning. Just to like
a movie?
yes, a movie.
Yeah,
to
they said
cap
he's
off.
going to close it out, obviously, because he's
Yeah.
137 years old now. So.
For us, I was about to say, how can
So-
we pull up more
Yeah,
stunts?
this was all
Yeah.
Lucasfilm stuff. But
Honestly, I'm really like impressed with him, like coming back to reprise his role as Han Solo, now doing Indiana Jones. That's
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
He has too much
He
money.
stuff that he started.
He
just
does.
years
Retire.
ago.
He just needs to retire.
Okay,
so out of these, for example, Ahsoka, they said Ahsoka and Rogue Squadron are both gonna take place during the Mandalorian.
Rangers of the New Republic.
or Rangers of the New Republic are gonna take place during the timeline of Mandalorian. So the
And
so the Ahsoka that
so
we
it's just
saw,
branching off.
it's like
Okay.
in her
Okay.
words, when she presented that, she said, "Ahsoka Rangers of the New Republic will be in the same time as Mandalorian, so just concurrent series, and it will culminate in a climactic story event, which is like one of those awesome things that you think of. So now you have these shows 2-3 seasons in, they're all going to come together somehow.
yeah.
I don't know how that'll happen, but I'm super excited for that.
Okay.
Obi-Wan is gonna take place within 10 years of Revenge of the Sith.
Yep.
The Bad Batch,
Oh.
the trailer looked amazing. It's gonna be where they left off in the season 7 arc of the Clone Wars.
It's animated, I'm assuming, right?
Yes.
Haven't
yep,
been there yet.
Okay.
Yeah. Joey's not.
And
But,
Rogue Squadron is directed by Patty Jenkins, who did Wonder Woman.
Yes.
And everyone's
Yeah.
super excited about that. I like Patty Jenkins. I think
Yeah.
she did a good job.
Did
So
good. Yeah.
Mm.
I'm
lot of
super
slow-mo?
excited for all this stuff. I can't wait.
yeah, Rogue Squadron doesn't. I'm not big on just watching the space fights and stuff like that. That to me is like, I don't know. I'd rather get like Rogue One kind of stuff.
I'm
where
sure
it's
there'll
grounded.
be. I'm sure there'll be some boots
Yeah.
on the ground type stuff. It may not all be in space because
Yeah. And the Bad Batch is another thing where I'm kind of like, I like the Bad Batch, but that season 7 stuff was, I don't know. It just,
I like
it's not,
it. I mean,
not my
it's
favorite.
gonna take place like what happens to them during Order 66 and stuff like that. So that's what.
Yeah.
I'm most excited for. So
The Acolyte is another thing that's
Do they
awesome.
have
It's gonna,
someone?
What?
Do they have
Did we-
someone for Lando?
I'm
They
assuming
didn't say.
it did a lot of these. The only ones that they gave more information on were Bad Batch, Ahsoka, Rogue Squadron, and Rangers.
What if it's Gambino again?
I hope
Nah,
so.
that's-
I'm
that's
hoping
too
it's
much
Gambino.
I
of a
hope it
commitment.
is.
It's too much of a commitment.
Yeah,
it would be
I know.
cool. It would be.
It
A
would be
cool.
cool.
droid story is the only one of those that I'm not like hyped for.
It's a
Like I
documentary.
could not possibly care any
Oh,
less
is
about.
it? I was about to ask.
Yeah, a
what it's
droid
about.
story, and one of the other ones are a documentary about the droids in Star Wars from 77 with R2D2 and C3PO and all these things up to now with all the new ones.
Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna be like following one droid in like the Star Wars universe.
I wouldn't
an
like that
astromech
either.
or something. I mean, like, I love R2,
I would fall
but
asleep.
I don't need to see his entire life story. Yeah,
I agree.
I mean, Star Wars does take place from R2 and C3PO. They're the only characters that have been in every single movie.
Yeah, I know,
It's
and that's
true.
what I'm saying. I love R2. I loved even in Clone Wars the episodes where they met like Gregor and stuff like that. But it was like the team of droids. I forgot what the episode was.
Yeah.
But those episodes were awesome. I like that a lot. That's a cool like take on Star Wars and stuff. But I don't need like
Yeah,
a show
a whole show or movie on them. Yeah,
revolving around that. Like a few episodes, like a story arc. That's one thing.
I would
I don't
love
need-
to see.
I don't need more than
I would
that.
love to see a Rex show.
Yeah. Give me a
Afterwards.
live action.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, yeah.
a live action. Yeah, but Tamara is a little old now.
Only
for-
one good aim.
That's true.
Yeah.
There's also a Cassian Andor series in the
Yes,
works, which really
yes.
gets me
Mhm.
excited.
It's
It's
starting
going
to
up there.
film next month, I think, or something like that.
Yeah,
or
and
this
Diego Luna's
Yeah.
going to be back with the exaggerated swagger of a Latino man. So
Mhm.
I'm very
I'm
excited.
surprised
for
they
that
didn't.
movie.
I'm surprised they didn't put that in the.
I know. Yeah, I didn't see that.
Rogue One is one of my favorite Star Wars movies. I
agree.
absolutely adore Rogue One. I don't
Hands
feel
down.
like it got enough credit. And
Oh,
it was
yeah.
one of those that like nobody was really asking for or expecting.
Mm.
And they just kind of tossed it out there and everyone was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then they were like, but
But
look at Han Solo. And
But
everyone was like,
Yeah.
such an interesting story. Like
No.
nobody thought about. Oh yeah, the team that got the
Yeah.
plans for the Death
Plans
Star.
for
like,
the yeah.
I think that's my number 3
No, I-
Star Wars movie. 3 or 4.
It's up there for mine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just love the.
I don't know
very
my
end.
official.
Oh,
Oh my god, yes.
yeah, that was
We'll
a
get into
clean
whole-
wrap up.
It was.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I mean, the one I'm looking most forward to is definitely Obi-Wan. I've been wanting
Hands
an
down.
Obi-Wan show
my
for
God,
the
yes.
longest time, or just a movie on Obi-Wan, but a show, and then to have Hayden as Darth Vader. Ugh.
They start filming next month, I
So
believe.
what, Hayden's gonna be in the suit?
I think he'll be in the suit, maybe, and I'm assuming maybe they'll show, like I mentioned before, maybe some flashbacks of Obi-Wan and him fighting together, and then kind of like visions, stuff like that.
besides that, is there anything else
Yeah.
that shows like Darth Vader in his prime? Or like, would this be
Um,
like finally it? because I want to see Darth Vader in his prime.
Literally just the snippet from Rogue One was probably the best I've ever seen Darth Vader. So
When he was just
in the hallway,
going in.
that's
in the comics. There's a lot of Vader in his prime.
the
There's a
comics
lot.
is amazing.
Yeah.
But live action or animated, there's not that much between that 30-year span when he turned Vader and then A New Hope. So I'm sure they're going to tap into that.
Rebels
imagine?
against Ahsoka was probably close to.
Who knows? Maybe he comes in Ahsoka too. I mean, the New Republic, he might come in. All those things are taking place at the same time as Mandalorian. So Vader's out there.
Yeah, and they.
Oh,
did,
wait, no, wait.
No, not
Oh,
Mandalorian.
No, not Mando.
That's it,
Yeah.
yeah.
He's dead.
That stuff takes place after Return of the Jedi. Okay.
They did mention. I mean, they said that he's hard at work writing about Taika with the new saga.
They mentioned Taika and they go, he's working on this, and then they didn't tell anything about what it was.
Yeah,
I'm
they
so
just
excited.
said it's a whole new story, separate from everything else Star Wars. So,
Thank God.
Yeah. Listen, if I'm okay with Filoni, Jon Favreau, and Taika being the only ones to touch anything Star Wars for the next 20 years, like
Absolutely. Absolutely. They have my full support, and Sam Witwer.
It's Sam Witwer.
Give it to us.
I'm just gonna keep saying his name and hope that he shows up on
We
the
get a
pod.
soundboard and just have his voice.
I
ready.
know. I want one.
We should have at our intro for every podcast, we should be like produced by Sam Witwer.
We should imagine. He starts getting checks at his house for like a couple cents. He's like, "What is this?"
I know. I'll donate my quarter to Sam Witwer.
So that was about it for movie news that I got from that. I don't know if Wiley got any more.
Yeah, I mean, I'll mention they have a bunch of new Disney stuff coming out. We're talking about Pixar.
I'm sure as we continue this episode, like randomly, you guys will cut us off.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll find something. But yeah, that's pretty much just like I said: 10 Star Wars series, 10 Marvel series, 15 live action animated Pixar series.
It's gonna be the 2020s are gonna be jam packed with all the
Yeah.
streaming stuff.
Yeah. So
Speaking of Star Wars, let's talk about Mando.
yeah, let's
Yes,
get into
sir.
Talk about that
review.
last episode.
Episode 6. That junk was amazing. Very short, but I loved it.
It
This
was straight to the point.
this
Yeah.
was personally probably my favorite episode of this series so far.
Your favorite, but not your top rated.
Yes, it doesn't mean that it was my top rated. I understand the flaws of the episode, and I get where people may not have liked it. But I
rating
loved
system is
loved
confusing
it.
to me.
Yeah, Darren never makes
Honestly,
sense.
I
but-
don't-
Because there's objective rating. Like, for example, I love Nacho Libre, one of my favorites. It's not a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
So that's what I
About
mean.
that later.
Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, God.
That's my example of it.
Yeah. Okay, I understand. I mean, look at the director. It was
Of Robert Rodriguez,
It was
right?
Robert Rodriguez who made
Yep.
freaking Spy Kids.
Spy
and
Kids.
Then he makes like Shark Boy and Lava Girl too.
Yeah,
Or something. So,
yeah.
so I mean,
okay. After you got Dave Filoni, who directs an episode, and then they said, "All right, let's follow this up with Robert Rodriguez."
I mean, all things considered, he did a good job with what he had.
Yeah, no. I'm not bashing him because I love the episode.
There were some scenes like angles of the camera that I was like, this feels different. Like with the stormtroopers running up the mountain and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It felt a little like, But other than that,
So
I
what
enjoyed
didn't
it.
you guys like about it? Besides the length of the episode?
Well,
'Cause, I mean,
should we give our ratings?
Yeah, we
like
can
our
give our
10 out of 10
ratings.
ratings.
I ain't got no rating.
you don't got no
Who's
rating.
gonna start?
I'll
Let's Darian start because he's a little confusing, man. I need a rating from Darian.
I got it. It's an 8 out of 10 for me. The last
Okay.
episode was a 10 out of 10, the one
Okay.
with Ahsoka,
Yeah.
but I like this one better. But it's an 8 out of 10.
That's what I gave it.
Yeah, I also gave it 8
I
out of
gave
10.
it 8.
I loved it. Was straight to the point. Boom. We didn't have any journey to Tython. We just boom right there. Tython right there. I like the whole interaction between him and Grogu at the beginning on the ship. He was like so upset.
Grogu.
He was like, "Dang, Ferret," because he was like,
Grogu.
"You could have been doing this the whole time." And then, you know, I like how he mentioned Ahsoka. He was like the nice lady. It was like I feel like that was such a father thing to
Yeah.
say.
The nice lady that bought you that ice cream.
Yeah.
And he laughed too. That was really cool.
Mhm.
First time we've heard of Mando
Yeah.
laugh.
Yeah, that's right. You can see more of like a different side of him.
Becoming a dad.
And then Grogu on the Seeing Stone, bro. That scene was intense. That was
That was
crazy.
cool.
That
I'm not gonna lie.
that force power is super strong.
It makes me wonder who he touched, because he was there for a while and he finished the process.
Yeah.
He didn't get interrupted because that thing was send in Mando right away every time he touched.
Mhm.
So whoever he was sent there to talk to or to reach out to through the Force, he got in contact with them.
Palpatine.
I don't know
So-
who it is though.
Oh,
I'm gonna drop a real quick theory here.
I would like
I'm
to see
thinking-
Mace, but
Towards the end, I'm not gonna speculate on who I think it's going to be, because I have no like concrete idea. But I'm thinking towards the end of this season, when there's like a fight on them getting Grogu back and all that stuff, whoever it was that he contacted, that's when we're gonna see them.
like in
They're
like,
gonna
like
come
a,
in to-
like a
to
final
help.
battle type thing. You're saying?
dude,
Yeah,
can you
yeah.
imagine
I don't
a
know how
final
much
battle?
they'll participate, but I think they'll show up like you called, like you rang or
Yeah.
something.
That's
like
what I
that.
was thinking.
Like,
I
I'm
was
sorry,
thinking
I'm here.
dead silent, and you just hear a lightsaber just boom, and you see the resonating purple in the background, and it's Mace Windu.
You know what I
and it's
feel? I
Robotic hand.
feel like
Where's that green child?
I heard you.
I just feel like it would make an interesting dynamic, because we haven't mentioned Boba is back. Boba, he kicked butt. Like, okay,
Ugh,
it would make such an
God.
interesting.
Boba crushed it.
It would make such an interesting dynamic to have Mace Windu, because Boba hates him.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Yes,
So he killed Jango.
I forgot about the rivalry.
Yeah, he hates.
I
Mace
just
Windu.
watched.
But
I
for
just
them
watched
to
Attack
work
of the Clones
together-
yesterday.
Oh, yeah. So.
And there's a
in
whole
Clone
story
Wars.
arc in Clone Wars
yeah.
about them
Oh, yeah.
going at it.
So Boba grabs a dark saber, and they have a lightsaber battle against each other.
Whoa. All right, so let me
And
let you know
then-
what I think.
Mace cuts off Boba's head, and Mando gets Slave One.
That sucks.
Nobody's getting a head cut off. Not a Mandalorian. No way.
I would love to
I'ma
see
tell you-
Mando a slave one, but continue there.
I think that, well, first of all, we're recording this on a Thursday, so the next episode comes out tomorrow, which is the semi-finale,
Wiley would be the
So-
first one to watch it.
Yeah, I'm always
Yeah.
the first one to watch.
and then we post this on Saturday morning, so we are behind usually a week on the episode. So this is theories that are before the semi-finale. It'll probably change.
Mhm.
I think that we get all the people back from these last, those first two episodes, Frog Lady, the people that help, fight the Crate Dragon.
Essentially a Suicide Squad.
Exactly. And I think Boba dies. I think he gets an awesome send-off.
I agree.
I think Bo-Katan gets the Darksaber. And then I think one of the last scenes of the season is what Kyler said, where someone says, something like you called, and the lightsaber goes out and it's either purple or it's blue or green, Luke, Ezra, whoever. That's how I think it's going down.
You know, you know what
Agreed.
I was thinking about today. We're living this is taking place 5 years after, the fall of the Empire, Return of the Jedi. Han Solo and Chewie are still out there.
Oh,
And Han is
I don't
sensitive.
think
Han is a
I
little
don't
force
think
sensitive.
Harrison Ford.
But he's married to Leia, who's force sensitive. He's friends with Luke, who's force sensitive. Like, what if one of them's like, "Hey, can you go check this out for us?" And he
There's so many
goes, you know what I mean?
possibilities.
talking about that. That's so true.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
He's driving in
I don't
space.
think-
His spider senses just kick. He's like, "Hold on, Chewie, hold on, hold on. I feel something. Hold on."
I don't think we'll see Han. I do think that something like Chewie might happen, because I don't know. I don't think, obviously Harrison Ford is too old to reprise.
Lost his
a
theory.
young
Definitely,
Han Solo.
yeah.
And the other guy, this other guy didn't work out too much.
yeah, I forgot his name, but
So-
Alden Ironrick.
yeah, that guy.
Yeah. So if anything, I think we'd see like a Chewie cameo or something like that, or like the Millennium Falcon or something fly
Yeah,
over.
I'm just saying.
but I
I'm
don't-
just
I don't
saying
think
it's a
we'll
very
get
real
I didn't even
possibility.
think
heavy
about
of
that.
I mean, and
cameo.
also if Boba were to live, how funny would it be with Boba and Han to reunite? Also, like that's like another Mason Boba type thing. They're always going at it.
True.
So.
He's like, you thought you lost me in the Starlight Pit. 'Cause-
Okay.
Now, do you? I'm just gonna walk past that. Do you guys think Ezra will be the one? I think
Filler?
if there's anyone that shows up, I think it'd be Ezra because of the Thrawn reference, because of the Loth cat on the episode with Ahsoka.
That's true.
But that's just me.
That's true.
I don't think it's gonna be Ezra. I don't know who it will be. But I
I
don't think it's Ezra.
I think there's a very real possibility that it could be Ezra. I mean,
I'd love to see who they choose to play him.
I would love to see. I want to see Sabine. I mean, we're talking Mando. We're gonna have Mandalorian. We have Boba. We have Bo-Katan and the Night Owls. I would love to see Sabine, and I feel like they kind of foreshadowed that with the first episode with all the graffiti in the
You're
the
definitely
alleyway.
right with that.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, we'll see.
I just don't have it. Like Sabine
And she
just
did
doesn't
handle
hype
the
me up.
Darksaber.
She did handle the Darksaber. That's right. But I think, yeah, what you said, Darian, though, earlier about like assembling kind of like a Suicide Squad, because you have Cobb Vanth, who now he doesn't have the armor, but he is a good shot.
Yep.
You got Boba, you got Fennec, who she was nasty in this episode.
Yeah.
She killed it.
What if Frog Lady had all her kids, and now you got 13 extra people on Mando's squad?
We already spoke about that. You and I spoke about that.
Yeah.
Those kids are probably grown.
I mean,
You're
that's
right.
true. We don't know how fast they age. Yeah, that's true.
Who knows?
Then it'd be really upsetting that Grogu ate so many of those eggs. He would have had more backup.
I know.
You know, really grind my gears.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm sorry, why I cut you off.
No, you can go ahead.
I know it was for the plot, but like I told these guys, like the jetpack was on the ground, and that could have changed the whole story if he just quickly grabbed it.
And flew up there.
Boba dropped his weapons, right? So he grabbed them, quickly ran. Why didn't he just real quick grab his jetpack, put it on, and
I think the explanation to that was like because after he set it down, they had like a whole battle and all this. I think maybe he lost where it was and didn't have time to think like where the heck did I put it and just ran. I think maybe that
upset me.
That to me was a big plot convenience. I remember we were watching it and Jace was like, why doesn't he grab his jetpack? And
everybody, that's literally what everyone thought. Like that was the first thing. I was like, grab the jetpack and go. They showed him put it down, which obviously was foreshadowing. He could have used it. Yeah, so.
But the fight scenes with Boba to me was the highlight of the episode.
I mean, in this one episode, he was a better Boba than any other Star Wars media we've seen him in.
100%.
He was an angry old man who just wanted his stuff back.
Yeah.
Which the line that he said, just like Jango in Attack of the Clones, when he said, "I'm just a simple man making my way through the galaxy," like that, like my father before me.
Because in episode 2, when Jango said it,
he said it.
I was watching it yesterday, and I was like, "Look at that."
Yeah.
I had to watch the prequel.
Goes full circle.
Anyway. Yep.
So yeah, I mean, also Grogu freaking force choking the stormtroopers and throwing them around like rag dolls in the room.
He went dude.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I told you guys, like, you know how Ahsoka was scared of him going to the dark side of the Force. Like, what at the very end, he starts choking out Moff Gideon. You see a little bit, electricity arcs in his finger. And they're trying to persuade him not to be, not to go to that dark side.
I don't know. We've seen force choke in plenty of Jedi before, though.
But a baby? I mean,
that could be the premise of season 3.
Yeah, that's the second time he's force choked. Because remember in season 1 when he was arm wrestling Cara Dune, he thought Cara was hurting Mando.
That's hilarious.
You're right.
Oh.
That's great.
Which is what Ahsoka said, that he has a strong bond with Mando and he does like stuff to protect him. So it's like
that's why I'm saying, Mando's gonna be under distress and he's gonna be almost dead, and then he's gonna start force choking somebody.
And that to me is why Mandalorian is so amazing compared to these other stuff, because you can tell that these people had a story when they started season 1. They were like, we have 4 seasons, we have stories first, then we record. Versus what they did with the new trilogy of movies where they said, we just want to get this out. Force Awakens, we'll figure out the rest after.
Yeah.
And episode 8 was garbage, and episode 9 was a dumpster fire. So, I mean, Mando, they got it down pat with Mando. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But I think also I'm going to land on this theory where I think it was you who mentioned it to me, Darian, and it made a lot of sense to me that they could go the Empire Strikes Back route and not have that happy ending. I don't know who said that
season, right?
Yeah, that it could end on a darker note where Mando doesn't win and something happens. Yeah,
absolutely.
So I think
next season is more of them picking up the pieces.
Which Giancarlo
Esposito
mentioned that maybe he can make Mando fight for him, which I think he can probably say, "Hey, listen, I have this thing that you love in Grogu, and you you fight for me, I'll ensure his protection. And so then that's Mando like against his will having to like say, all right, fine, as long as you don't hurt
Like
him.
Cara Dune or something like that. Yeah.
Stuff like that. And so he has
She's part of the Republic
and then
now.
season 3 could be him like trying to figure out a way to get out of Gideon's grasp and escape with Grogu.
Yeah, and he did mention that.
100%.
Well, this is Giancarlo Esposito, the dude who plays Moff Gideon. He mentioned in an interview before the season that his villain is more of a psychological villain. So we'll see a battle of reason with him and Mando.
Mhm.
So instead of just a physical fight, he's going to be trying to convince him why what he wants is not as bad as he thinks.
Mm-hmm.
And that is something I'm really excited to see because that feels like
Which I
Thrawn to me.
love.
Yeah.
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 Feels very Thrawn.
Those kinds of behind the scenes villains are the best.
Yeah.
Rather than just a brute force like Hulk villain. It's
What
just
post it was how like Moff Gideon's only been like on screen for 5 minutes, but he's like been the most impactful villain.
Yeah.
like we've
pretty
seen.
much.
yeah.
Dude, he's so
It really
intimidating.
has.
I don't know.
He's just an amazing actor.
I mean, I was rewatching.
that is true.
I was rewatching with Wendy the season 1, and actually we finished it last night. And literally, his first appearance was one of the biggest entrances I've ever seen in any like Star Wars type fashion. And then immediately you felt like scared and like, who the heck is this guy? And Wendy was like, who is that? Who is that? Why? How does he know all this stuff? I'm like, I don't know, man.
He's so foreboding, yeah.
So,
okay. Yeah,
yeah.
I think that's about it for Mandalorian.
Also, Dark Troopers looked amazing. So,
Dude, when
They were pretty
they were
awesome.
flying down,
yeah.
just the water droplets, just
Yeah, that was pretty
that
cool.
was beautiful. So now we're going to go into our low-key movies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sir.
Okay, let's go to low-key movie, guys. Who
Let's
you
kind
start
of let's kind of explain what low key. I think it kind of means a little bit different to all of us, but I mean,
think so,
when
yeah.
I think of low key movies, I think of movies that maybe weren't always received well by critics or by like regular fans in the theaters or after theaters, however it was. But movies that I enjoy and I think most people should watch. That's how I kind of perceive
Yeah.
it.
First thing that came to my mind was movies that were underappreciated.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Like, movies you
I
go back and be
actually
like, oh
I know Kyler went a whole different route with this.
yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's on
My
my
movies. Most people are probably not going to agree with my movies. I actually went on Wikipedia, I think, and I looked up the top like 50 movies that were rated 0 on Rotten Tomatoes. And out of those, I found like 10 that I
picked
love.
We'll start with
Oh my
you.
God.
Give us
There's
one of them.
There's a few.
Just give us one of them. Let's start with that.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, one of the ones that was on. I didn't mark which ones were on that list.
That's fine.
So, but a few of these were. I can give you my top one,
Go ahead.
which I'm
Do it.
sure is on all of our lists, which is Hot Rod.
It is on my list.
Hot Rod. Love it.
Hot Rod. Okay.
See,
Yeah, it's on
you
my
went
list.
you went more for like a satire comedy. kind of
Yeah,
thing.
100%, 100%. I have one movie on here that's probably considered an action movie
Hmm.
that I'm sure is probably on someone else's list, but I'll get into that later.
I think I know which one, but
Yeah.
So Hot Rod, explain for us, Kyler, why
Yeah.
Hot Rod is
Oh,
on
okay.
your
I have to
list
explain.
then.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. So, Hot Rod, the story of an underdog stuntman or someone who wants to be a stuntman. Andy Samberg has to raise money for a heart transplant for his stepfather, Frank, who he just wants to beat up in a one-on-one man-to-man fight. But he can't because he has heart failure. So he's a crappy stuntman who's trying to get better so he can raise money so he can beat the crap out of his stepdad. That's the premise of the movie.
It
and I
really
love
is.
It
It's
really is because when you watch the movie, you don't realize that's the
He just
plot
wants to
of the
earn
movie.
Frank's
Yeah.
respect, his
Yeah.
stepfather's respect. That's all he wants.
And it's
Now-
it's amazing.
Now, when I first saw this movie, I believe, if I'm correct, Joey and Danny showed it to me.
Yep.
And we showed Wiley. I don't know how Kyler came across from this. Did we
'Cause
show you
they,
too?
They both came over at the same time and they both watched it.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
oh,
all
you were there
watched
too.
it
Yeah,
together.
this was at your
Yeah,
old
I-
apartment, Joey,
Yeah.
and it was one of those late nights, and when
This is a movie that has to be watched at 1:00 in the morning
With
to get
friends.
the best
with,
out
with
of
friends, yeah,
it.
and
With
I
all
mean,
your best friends.
I don't reckon
I
now in
remember-
a pandemic, but
Do it in
I
a
remember-
pandemic. It's
yeah.
worth it.
The
YOLO.
punch dance scene. Kyler made
It's
no
worth
noise.
Corona.
Kyler made no noise when laughing at the punch dance
Bro,
scene, man. That
when
was
they
so
got-
hilarious.
The
Like,
punch
he was
dance-
mute.
The punch dance, but when it got to the scene where Will Arnett was saying, "Babe, no, babe, no," I lost it. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I have
Honestly.
never
I
laughed
do.
that hard in my life, bro. Like,
One of
Oh
my
my God.
favorite scenes in all of cinematic movie history is Andy Samberg in the middle of the forest, just taking shots of like whiskey, punch dancing, and then falling down a mountain for about 5 minutes, hitting trees, boulders. He should have been dead 10 times over. And the next scene, he doesn't have a scratch. It's just like that.
Like
That's
nothing
never
happened,
happened. I love it.
That-
I absolutely.
When things calm
Love it.
down, let's let that be the first movie we watch. Just so we
I
can have a
agree.
nice, great laugh.
we have to.
Yes.
I vividly remember seeing that scene for the first time and crying my eyes out because I'm not a fan of satirical, corny, stupid, funny movies
I
like
live
that.
for that.
I hate wasting my time watching them. But these guys convinced me to watch Hot Rod. And when I saw that scene, I crying, tears down my eyes. The sheer ridiculousness of this guy
Oh
punch
my
dancing because he
God.
was mad in the middle of the woods. And then just falling for 3 minutes, flipping and hitting trees and cactuses and spikes. And then he just gets up and he's like, oh, goodness. He's like, ow. He took out the cigarette and was like, he just kept dancing. He just kept going.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
That movie
Yeah,
is
so
on a whole
that's-
nother level. Yeah.
That's 100% at the top of my list. I love that movie. It's if I didn't take movies so seriously, that would be on my actual movie list. But I have too many movies that I love,
Oh yeah.
like Christopher Nolan movies, that had to be on there. This didn't make the cut, but it's number one on my Lowkey. Like it was like right there, just missed the cut.
I respect that. You gotta have different tiers and kind of lists.
All right. I can go next, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this before someone else does it because I mentioned it when we were talking about it. But Jumper
Yep.
is one of my
Yep.
favorite low-key
Okay.
movies of all
That's my
time.
number two.
Absolutely.
I absolutely love Jumper. For those who don't know, that's a movie with Hayden Christensen, who plays Anakin in the prequel movies for Star Wars. Samuel L. Jackson's in it. Jamie Bell. I think Michael Rourke is in it, right? He's the father.
I think
Yep.
you're right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Basically, it's this kid who has these powers where he can teleport from spot to spot, and he uses those powers to pretty much become rich. He just robs banks and stuff like that. And he thinks he's the only one in the world with this power. Turns out there's a bunch of other people, and then Samuel L. Jackson's character is actually hunting all those people down and killing them because he believes they shouldn't be allowed to have this. So it's a really interesting story. I love it because I feel like it was way ahead of its time. The story was really good. The
agree.
CGI was pretty good. The way they went about it. I loved everyone's acting in it. I don't know. I absolutely enjoyed it 100%.
That movie to me is like one of those. It's one of those ones you see on TV all the time, and a lot of people just brush over it,
Yeah.
thinking it's nothing crazy.
Mhm.
And by no means is Jumper perfect,
No,
but it's one of those movies that I agree with you. You just
it just
love
captures
'cause
your
the
attention.
concept.
Yeah.
100%.
Especially when we were younger and just watching this dude just
Yes.
jump.
Yeah,
You're
I
like,
remember.
"Dude, I want to do that.
I remember
I know where
being
you're going.
I remember being in Darian's basement at his house and me and him
With
we would
Bebo.
play with Bebo. We would do the play and pause on our flip phones.
We had a Virgin Mobile,
Oh,
and when you're
goodness.
recording on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Virgin Mobile,
Yeah.
you can hit pause,
You
and
can
then
hit
you
pause.
pause.
Wiley's videos of Transformers.
Transformers. Remember I did the
Yeah.
stop motion Transformers.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
that was
man,
Jumper was definitely a big part of
That
our
was so
childhood. there.
awesome.
Yeah, I used to love that movie.
That's a movie that absolutely deserved a sequel.
Oh yeah, definitely. And they left it open where it could have,
Yeah.
potentially because his
100%.
mom and stuff like that.
And I get the flaws of a lot of parts of the movie.
Yeah.
It tried to be emotional with certain parts, but I think Hayden is just
he's more of a dry,
kind of a rough actor.
Yeah.
You don't really feel anything he says. It just seems like he's
I
like
think it's
telling you I'm
the way
sad.
he
You don't feel
talks.
it.
I think it's the way he talks. Yeah, it's just a little weird.
Yeah.
But
you.
everyone
Well,
else
that's
was
just me.
good. I love Jamie Bell in it when he was in. his
Jamie
little
Bell's awesome
lair-
in
when he's
everything.
his little lair
I think
and,
he was my favorite character.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's a really good
What
actor.
was his name? Like Griff or something? I don't remember.
Griffin.
Griffin. Yeah. I think what literally one of the most iconic scenes that always stands out to me of that movie, and it's literally the dumbest scene, is when they're in Italy and it's like Policia, Policia, Policia. Anytime I see a police, I yell that out. Like it's since I've been like 11 years old, I've been saying Policia for no reason. So.
And in the movie, they expanded it, so it wasn't just local New York stuff. They went to Egypt and Italy
they
and all
went
this stuff. So it was
everywhere.
really cool. That's one of those
Fighting on the
movies.
pyramids.
Yeah, it's one of those movies with a
Japan,
really
yeah.
cool concept, not executed perfectly, but just it makes up for the lack of substance or whatever.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Which I mean, if I can go next, that actually leads me into another movie.
Yeah, go ahead. Do it up.
Have you guys ever seen Time with Justin Timberlake and Amanda Seyfried?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Wow, that's
So-
a good one. Okay.
Yeah, so that one is definitely to me a super underrated and underappreciated film.
It is. It got a lot of flack when it came out.
It did,
Yeah.
and I get it. I
Awesome
remember seeing it in the
concept,
theater. Awesome concept. Basically, for those who don't know, it's about a dystopian world where everyone, instead of using money, time is the currency. So you know when you're going to die because on your arm it says you have 4 years, 3 days left, and every day you work, you add time to that. So at the end of the week, instead of getting a paycheck, you have 12 weeks added onto your clock on your arm. So really cool concept. And then there's the people that are like the tier one, the politicians, the rich people, the elites, and they have 1,000 years. And you see how that affects them and how the bottom tier rise up against that. And
And you don't
I think it was one of
And basically,
and yeah,
Justin Timberlake's character, he like robs time, right? Doesn't he like go to
Exactly.
like, banks and robs the time and stuff like that?
I thought that was one of his best performances too.
Yeah.
He has
what is
some
it,
where
He
he's
when he was
like,
at the
He shaved his head
poker
for that,
table.
right? Didn't
yeah,
he have a
yeah,
buzz
he was
cut?
like almost
Yeah.
bald.
It was like a tight buzz cut.
Yeah.
Yep.
When he was
So
at
that
the
was
poker
one-
table and he had like a couple seconds left and he won, and he earned all
Yeah.
his years. Oh,
Yep. That was
That was cool.
intense. You see like
I
7,
was intense.
6, 5, yeah. And what's the villain's name? He played I
Cillian Murphy.
forget. Is it Cillian Murphy?
Mhm.
I think it's a guy. Okay.
He's like
Well, I
the-
love Cillian Murphy.
Well, he's
but
like the detective that's going
He-
after him.
He's Scarecrow in Dark Knight, right? yeah.
that's Cillian Murphy. Yeah, but there was another guy from
Another guy. Oh,
yeah. There's another guy that's in this movie, and I can't remember his name. He was in a Dark Knight as well.
It's called
Can't remember.
In Time.
In Time. Thank you.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm out of time. and all that kind of stuff.
But yeah, that's like one of those movies that if you're with a group of people and you guys are chilling on a Friday and you just want to throw something on that's like a cool, fun movie with a cool concept, and it's not going to shatter your brain with sci-fi and stuff like that. In my opinion, it's a really fun movie and really cool concept. Love
I
it.
agree.
100%. That's one of those movies that you forget about until someone brings
Yes.
it up or until
Yeah.
you see it and you're like, holy cow, this is a really good movie. Like, I
Exactly.
haven't watched this in ages. I got to see it again. Absolutely.
All right, cool.
Yeah, he's the one who gives him all his like collateral, like
Yeah.
starts him off, and then he like commits suicide on the bridge.
Oh yeah,
And that's when Cillian Murphy starts going after
yeah,
him.
I know what you're talking about.
He's like, why would he give you all that time?
Yep.
Well, I guess Joey, you're up then.
I'm up. I was gonna start off with Man of Steel, and I was like, hold on, that's just not memorable enough. So I switched it to Superman Returns. Because I
Really?
remember when I was a little kid, I remember because I loved Superman as a little kid, and I remember my parents bringing me to like the opening day, and opening day they give you a frisbee with the sticker Superman
Yes,
Returns. You see him
yes.
flying, and I think I still have this frisbee
Wait.
somewhere.
Who did
That was
I-
Jace's first movie.
Who did I go with? Did I go
Was
with
it?
you guys?
Hey,
Did I-
Was it at the Waterbury Mall?
Yeah, at the Waterbury Mall. I
Yeah.
think it was me, Darian, and Kyler. Yeah, I remember. And
Opening
then-
day. It
and
was
then we
Jace's first movie.
Went to the food court after. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Waterbury.
Kevin
That's the
Spacey is the
Regal
Lex Luthor.
clothes.
Yeah, Regal closed. That's fun.
Oh man.
Not surprised. The place is trash.
Yeah. I'm not upset about that.
Joey, sorry.
If you don't know who
Anyway,
Superman
Joey,
is, then
continue.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you, honestly.
Yeah.
You're living under the
That's
rock.
It's the wrong podcast for you.
But watching it now, I mean, sorry, but those contacts were not doing it for Brandon as Superman. You look back and
You
they're
know,
just
not
so
much did. Not much.
Didn't do much for him
underwear.
either.
Do you remember how mind blown we all were that his suit had a bunch of the little symbols?
S's.
Oh,
Yep.
It was made
Oh,
up of
yeah,
tiny
you're
S's.
right.
Brand,
Yeah.
that was another movie that it has the Superman curse. they can't get a good Superman movie, and it's
Oh.
always comes down to the script. It just wasn't. I wasn't crazy about the script. There's nothing memorable about it. I mean,
No.
Kevin Spacey was cool, but
It's
There's
because
nothing memorable,
Superman
but it's pretty
Superman
memorable.
is so OP that it's hard to make a character, because when you think of superhero movies, you think of, yeah, okay, they do all these amazing things, but they have like this emotional trauma and these like physical battle that they have to,
Mhm.
you know, like an uphill battle. But Superman's just like, oh yeah, shoot me, nothing's gonna happen. Oh, I'll blow you away with my laser eyes. Oh, super strength, I'm invincible.
that's true.
So
That's
it's like,
But then that's when they have to go into source material. I mean,
Yeah.
Superman's been
Which
around
they
for
don't,
decades.
which they
Yeah,
don't,
exactly.
because you know what it is, they think, oh, the fans aren't gonna get it, all the like regular generic public isn't gonna get it, only the diehard people will understand, and so then they're scared to do
But
it.
if you make it as like an origin, like you start with that, then you make it available for everyone, not just the hardcore fans. And those are established storylines that they've gotten feedback for already, that people have responded to, that people love, and they just refuse to touch it. It's the same with Star Wars. They don't use source material. They don't do what the fans ask
agree.
for, and that's why these movies tank.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
really like the beginning of Man of Steel when they were on Krypton, when they weren't super
I,
powered.
I like Man of
humans.
Steel. I don't like
with,
any
with the high
superhero.
tech and everything. I never seen the Krypton show. That's one thing I haven't seen.
No.
I know nothing about it.
Don't.
Is it
Stay
terrible?
away.
That's his
Anything on
grandfather, right?
sci-fi is garbage.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's true.
It's so bad. It's so
That's
bad.
saddening.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
Joey,
like.
I agree
I
with
don't
you.
like Superman as a hero. Honestly, I know it's one of your favorites. I don't like Superman, but I enjoyed Man of Steel a lot.
Oh yeah, Man of Steel was
Man
good.
of Steel was good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm in the minority. I didn't like it at all, but we've discussed, I think, on episode 2.
yeah.
It's more
But
of
the
a
beginning was
development.
good,
We agreed
though,
it's
you're
more
right.
of a development of Superman.
Yeah, and I guess that is more of the challenge with an OP character. You kind of have to talk about his relationships and what other struggles you have being as OP as you are in the movie.
Mhm.
And those beginning scenes on Krypton were pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were pretty awesome.
Next
All right.
movie.
Back
that
to
back to me then?
back to Kyler. Yeah.
Okay, so, you know what? Seeing as how these guys are coming up with more serious movies, I'll be the comedic relief guy.
Oh boy. here we go.
We'll say
My
the-
next movie. Nah, screw it. Whatever. It might be on one of your lists anyway. I'm gonna go with Anchorman.
It was not on my list, but
The
I-
Ron
It was
Burgundy.
not on my list,
No.
but
No, that's not the one I was talking about. That's not the one I was talking about. I was talking about a different one. But Anchorman, awesome movie. Will Ferrell, in my opinion, at his
when
prime,
Wendy, hi.
that's one of his like best ones.
We're just gonna we'll just timestamp that in the thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'll
That's
cover, I'll
cool.
cover you, babe. Go for it.
Yeah, go ahead, Kyle. Let's distract the listeners. Keep it
Keep going.
moving.
Okay, so Will Ferrell at his prime. I
Absolutely.
thought that's just one of like the best ways. It's a super boring topic. It's literally just an anchorman for a news studio.
Yep.
But they just took it and ran with it and had like the entire newscast as like part of his squad. And my absolute all-time favorite scene of that movie is Jack Black's cameo when when Ron Burgundy throws the burrito and he crashes his bike and he goes, "I love that bike. You love that dog." And
Kicks
he
him off.
punts him over a bridge. And then Ron Burgundy is on the phone to who's it? Paul Rudd, I think.
Yeah.
That's what we call it. He's like, "Ron, I can't understand." He's like, "The bad man punted Baxter." I absolutely lost it.
Anchorman
Him
is-
just like snot nose crying.
Anchorman is
oh
a
my God.
masterpiece of comedy.
Yeah,
I love it.
I think my favorite scene was the parking lot with the mob like battle that they had.
Oh my
The-
God, it's a
the
classic.
fight.
Yeah.
News stations.
That had
Yeah.
so many cameos.
Yeah,
in
that whole
scene.
movie was
It
amazing.
insane.
We're forget Steve Carell. This was before The Office,
Oh,
and this is
it was
like
before The Office?
Yeah, this was
Rick.
before The Office. Yeah. So I think he had
Rick
filmed this
was
like right before The
hilarious.
Office, or maybe while filming season 1, and then
Ugh.
season 2
He
came
just-
out of The Office is when he right before that is when he did 40-year-old version.
He's just walking around holding a grenade and screaming at the top of his lungs.
My favorite scene was easily when he pulls out the cologne and he's like, "This is Sex Panther." 50% of the time,
it works every
time. And then everyone's just
throws
puking
it
in the
as
office.
a grenade.
Yeah.
During the
It's
whole
like,
mob fight scene, he throws it, and an actual panther, like an ethereal panther, comes out and starts attacking people.
Yeah.
It was just amazing. The movie made no sense, but I loved it.
That movie's on a whole nother level. Yeah, it's
The sequel to that movie is one of the only movies that we've ever walked out of a theater from.
the sequel was bad.
Dolby.
Yeah.
Sequel was rough.
And then they redid a whole like another fight scene like that at the end, and it was just
Well, Will Smith.
It was
Will
even more
Smith.
I saw that
Yeah.
on YouTube though.
Will Smith.
Same.
Kanye West was in
Yeah.
there.
Drake was in the beginning.
Yeah. In the fight scene in the second one. Yeah.
You guys want to hear my Drake impression?
Go ahead, because it's always gonna be impression.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm nervous.
Can we
Hey,
have
yo, what's going on, dude? It's your boy Aubrey Graham from the Six, bro, coming at you live right now, dude, on the Light Pole podcast, bro. All right, we're gonna timestamp this in the description, dude. I got my boy 40 right over here. All right, so don't even wait on it from the 6, bro. Turn that
That's
9 upside
perfect.
down.
That is perfect.
How long did it take you to perfect that?
That was another thing. We were playing video games, and I just started doing it one day. I was like, I got a new album coming out, dude. Views from the 6, my guy.
Drake doesn't know if he wants to
God.
be Canadian, American, Jamaican. He
For
doesn't know
real.
what he wants. Yeah, it's hilarious.
All right, I think
All
Wiley,
right.
you're up now.
All right,
next?
yeah. All right. What direction should I go here? Should I go more of a
Any unlock a memory? I don't know.
I got comedy locked down, so trust me, I got more on here.
I have a few here. I mean, okay, I'll mention one that I'm sure most of us will agree on. Chronicle.
Oh, yeah,
It's on
yeah.
my list. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Chronicle was one of the best movies I've ever seen. I mean, it's not in my top 5 per se, but it's definitely up there. For those of you who don't know, it's filmed found footage style, which is like piece by piece. So one video camera to another video camera to a security camera to
Yeah.
which I absolutely love those type of movies because it gives a whole different perspective and it just gives you a whole different feel to the movie. Very low key cast. I mean, Michael B. Jordan is in it, who's huge now, but this was like before he did anything big. I think the biggest thing he did was maybe Fruitvale Station. I think
Fruitvale was the same time.
around the same time. Yeah, so he was on the up and up. I absolutely loved it. Basically, they're cousins, right? The two guys. They're cousins. Yeah, it's like it's like these two guys. One is like a nerdy, geeky kid who doesn't have a lot of friends and he gets bullied or whatever. He decides to just start videotaping everything. And he goes with his cousin to a party with that Michael B. Jordan's character.
He doesn't have any friends.
Yeah, that's exactly.
He walks around with a videotape.
And then there's like in the party they find like this hole in the backyard, or I don't even know where it was. It was like in the middle of nowhere. And they go down. They go down to investigate, and basically they find like this like weird looking rock crystal thing. Alien type looking yeah, and they all start getting nosebleeds, pass out, and then they wake up not remembering what the heck happened, and then all of a sudden they have these powers that they can move objects with their mind, telekinesis.
Yep.
And it's the way they do it, how you can see the evolution of them growing their powers, discovering what they can and can't do with it, how far they can stretch it. I think they relate it to like it's a muscle, right? Like the more they use it, the stronger they get.
You have to flex it.
You have to flex it. To the point where they could eventually start flying. Like that was incredible. We touched on this. I don't remember what episode it was. But...
Our powers. We talked about what powers we would want. That was mine.
That was you because you wanted telekinetic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I'm not usually a fan of found footage stuff just because I think it's hard for a good director to show what you need to show in a good movie with found footage. But I think Chronicle is easily one of the best found footage films, if not the best. I agree with Wiley there. It's so good at showing the character development of how this nerd gets bullied and is also dealing with an abusive father and a dying mother and a cousin who's super popular and is friends with him, but at the same time he's struggling with balancing all that, and their other friend who's a jock and super cool and is now part of their group. So, and then the climax of the movie, where most would fall apart, just gets better.
Yeah.
And I love the ending.
Yes. The ending is one of my favorite endings to any movie because it left you like, what can happen next? And that's definitely a movie that they left open for a sequel, which I would have loved to see.
Or at least like an anthology kind of thing, like the same thing happening somewhere else or something like that.
Because I mean, I don't want to spoil it. I'm gonna say spoiler warning here. We've all seen it, so if you have seen it too, if you haven't, skip over a few seconds. But like at the ending when he dies, the guy, you can see him go into his cousin.
Yeah,
and then he flies off. So it's like they left that open, and they had. I remember reading that there was like talks of maybe making a sequel of like how the world is living now, knowing that these people exist with these powers, and I would have loved to see that.
Certain movies, though, I'm a fan of. Like, I feel like we're in this era right now of sequels. I want more standalones. Those are the movies that we don't get those too often. We're on Fast and Furious, 16, Avengers 30.
Christopher Nolan is a fan of Fast and Furious, by the way. So
he is. Every now and then you get those Nolan films that are standalones that you love.
The only part about that stinks is when you get a movie that they just stretch out into infinity. Like, I'm not a big fan of the Fast and Furious movies. I'll watch them sometimes, but I'm not a huge fan. But it's like they're just getting every little bit out of that they possibly can. I'm like, okay, this movie has 8 sequels. Why can't you take something like Inception, which is so beautiful? And in a way, I don't want a sequel, but I want more things like that, where instead of them just purposefully just beating something to absolute death and just milking it so much, like do less of that and more of the amazing stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
And I get why they don't, but it's frustrating.
It's because every Fast and Furious movie since Tokyo Drift has made more money than the one before it.
Yeah.
So for every reason, it would make no sense to stop now.
I personally feel like they should have just stopped at 5 and that's it. Because up until 5, 5 is my second favorite one.
Same.
I don't even know which one that was.
That's when they're in Brazil, and they have the safes, the huge safe attached to the back of the cars.
Okay, is that the last one with Paul Walker?
No. 6
I think 6 is the one with Paul Walker where he passed away during recording, and they did the whole "It's been a long day" at the end of the movie, and everyone cried.
Yeah.
Yes.
Spoiler warning: Paul Walker's dead.
That was 7.
Wait, was that 7?
That was 7.
Okay.
Yeah. That was the one with Jason Statham, number 7. I think they should have stopped at 5 because 5 hit the right formula. They got all the original characters back together from all the other movies. That's when they introduced The Rock, which I mean they have him in now in all the new ones, but he should have just been one movie and done. But I think they ended it perfectly. They had a happy ending. Boom, they should have just ended at 5. But I know, like you said, they kept making money, so they're like, oh, let's just pump out another one. Let's just pump out another one. So whatever.
But for those who haven't seen Chronicle,
yes, back to the main point.
A little bit. That's another movie that's like a really dope Friday night movie. Where if you guys are looking for something good to watch that you want to enjoy,
it's definitely a must watch. Definitely.
I kind of want to watch it after this.
I know. Yeah, they put it on HBO Max, right? You said.
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of Chronicle and actually Fast and the Furious, where is it? My next movie is Passion of the Christ. I'm messing
wow.
with you guys.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh my God.
See if anyone's actually listening. No, that's not my next movie. No, my next movie is King Kong, 2005.
Ooh.
With Jack Black?
With Jack Black and Adrian Brody.
Adrian Brody.
And,
Okay.
Wow. The 16-hour long King Kong movie?
Yes. I feel like that movie gets so underappreciated when it first came out and to this day because it is a genuinely awesome movie. Just an amazing action movie. Jack Black crushed it. Dude's an amazing actor. Adrian Brody, who's like, I mean, everyone knows that he's a thespian. That guy is trained in every type of acting you can do. He's amazing. And the story was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And every time, like, it was one of those movies where you never wanted it to end because they just kept moving. Okay, now we're...
He fought a freaking dinosaur.
Yeah.
It doesn't
And it
get
was
much better
amazing.
than that.
Bro, I still have nightmares of the scene with the huge giant millipedes. Oh my
Ooh,
god.
no, not even that. Okay, so I'm gonna lay it all out here. I don't know if I've ever even told you guys this. These are my best friends, and I don't know if they even know this about me. I have a weird like phobia with like natives, like
Really?
face paint natives.
That's racist, bro.
No.
Do you really?
No,
Do
no,
you really?
and I just recently tracked down where it started. It was Scooby-Doo.
Okay.
There was an episode with some like dude who had like a whole like helmet thing, and he looked like an old style like Native American, and he was shaking his maracas, and he was like, "Leave this place," and it absolutely just traumatized me. So in that movie, I love that movie, but when they have the natives who were like going with the like pole vaulting thing,
Yeah, yep.
and they showed it, that I lost it. I
Seriously?
like sunk
I've
into myself.
never-
That
I
was
remember.
not okay.
We saw it together.
Yep,
I
and we
slept
went to
over your house
Chili's
that
after.
day. Yeah, and your parents took us to see it. And I remember vividly that scene freaked me and you out so much. And I remember your mom and dad were covering our eyes because I was like flipping
Yes,
out.
and when we went to sleep,
Yeah.
that's right. We both woke
Yeah.
up and we were like, "Dude,
We
did
had
you just have like
nightmares.
a nightmare?"
Wow. I have never
Yeah.
known this about you guys. Like,
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
especially
I mean,
you,
I'm not-
Kyler. I mean,
Yeah,
That's not
no,
a fear I
that's-
have today, but that scene freaked me out. I
Nah,
remember
I
that.
still do. I don't like it.
wow.
Mm-mm.
Ah.
It's
Interesting.
not okay.
But I mean, anyway,
Huh.
That movie was
the
good. That
action-
movie was art. That was an artistic movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, and I
Mhm.
feel like nobody ever talks. Like, I don't know what list someone would put King Kong in. Best action movie? I don't know. Best drama movie? I don't know. But the relationships were amazing. The scenes on the island were amazing. And then they went back to New York City, and now it's winter, and he was in, going through the streets.
Yep.
That was a King Kong movie for the ages. Not the
On the-
last one.
When they were ice skating, and they were just
Yes.
kind of like, and then the tank started like shooting at him and stuff like that. That really
Yes.
quiet, like peaceful moment, and they're
Mhm.
both like having fun, and it just erupts into like chaos again. It was really well
remember-
paced.
Do you remember the scene when they were all at the theater and Adrian Brody's sitting in the audience and he thought they were about to bring him up as the hero of Skull Island?
Mm.
And they're like, and the hero who saved us all on Skull Island. And they call Jack Black's character up. And it's like everyone who was on the island knew that it wasn't him.
Yeah.
100%.
And you could see like it shattering in Adrian Brody's face, the fact that he wasn't called up and he just walked out. And I remember that. And it was, I don't know. I
Yeah.
can't. Awesome.
It was a good
Love King
movie.
Kong.
That's true. I didn't even think of that. But
That's a good call.
Yeah.
I like that.
How long? Wasn't that almost like 3 hours? The movie.
Yeah.
It was definitely a longer movie.
Yeah.
I think I had like, I don't know if I still have the DVDs, but it was like 2 discs.
Yeah.
to
That was
watch
a,
it.
was one
that
of
was a
those.
long one.
Yeah.
They came
Jamie
out with
Bell was
they
in
came
that.
out with a video.
You're
Came from
right.
He was the
He
little
was a young
deckhand dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
That was
You're
him.
so right.
Yeah.
I just realized that now. And he
There was
I think
a
doesn't he
good
get
amount of
eaten
people
too?
in there.
in that insect pit, which
I
was
think
horrible.
so. I think so. That insect pit. That's what gives
Ew.
me nightmares.
That
Not
was
the
not
pole
okay.
vaulting people. It's the. I have a. I
agree.
I have a phobia of spiders, but I mean, in general, I have a phobia of insects. But spiders are what really get me.
I
But
hate insects.
insects, creepy crawlers, like I can't do it. I can't
Especially
do
when
it.
they're people
Oh my
sized.
goodness. Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
this is gonna blow your mind. So one, Andy Serkis was in it, which I didn't
Yes.
realize, which is awesome.
Yes, he was. That's right.
He was in it.
He was one of the
Okay.
army dudes, right? Or like the.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
the mercenary guy.
The
that
mercenary.
just he was shot in the. He got eaten by the big worm that came up out of the thing and grabbed him.
Yeah. He was
and then pulled him in.
He was basically like Tom Hiddleston's character in the new one. He was
my
like
god!
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Andy Serkis.
Oh,
How crazy is that?
Oh,
Holy cow!
yeah, that scene was creepy.
Yeah, that was super creepy scene.
Ah,
That was nasty. I remember them shooting and you could like hear the sloshing and all that.
That's okay. We don't have to go into it.
Okay, the thing that was gonna blow your mind. Do you remember Preston? He wore the glasses. He was the one that was always filming. Nerdy looking
yes.
dude.
Yep.
That is Tom Hanks' son. His name is Colin Hanks. Not Chet Hanks. Patois.
I was gonna
Chet
say.
Hanks. Yeah, I was no, no.
he
So
has another one.
Holy
Oh,
cow!
yeah.
That's
That
right.
was just
And you-
like
He's
his
been in
father.
he's been in
See
other
him.
stuff, right? Hasn't he been in
Yeah.
other movies?
yeah, and I just
He
realized
has
I was
to be.
looking at the IMDb and I'm like, look at this.
That's nuts.
He was in Jumanji, also, the new one.
Which,
He played
Oh
Alex.
yeah, he was Joe Jonas's character.
Oh yeah, when he got
Yes.
older.
Yep.
Yeah.
That is
Nick
pretty
Jonas.
Wow.
Yeah, Nick Jonas.
The more you know.
Huh.
All right,
Say
so I
Joe
figure
Jonas.
That's
move on to
interesting.
Joey's movie now.
Oh. All right, I'm about to unlock a memory for you guys. You ready?
Go for it.
The Fitness Grand Pacer test.
Ah,
Multi-stage
I love it.
We're not, this is
Yeah.
not a thing.
No.
This
What?
is not
You're
going to
pretty
be a
best
thing.
friends.
You can't take my joke, mister.
I was just adding on to it, buddy. Come on. All right.
Beating a
Does
dead
anybody do you guys like Robin Williams? No, I know Darian doesn't really like him.
Yes. You
Yeah.
don't
Not-
like Robin
Okay.
Williams?
I mean, not in everything.
Not a fan.
I love Robin Williams.
Okay.
Oh,
'cause-
speaking of
Continue,
which,
Joey.
they announced. But hold up, real quick. They announced
ahead.
the Night at the Museum animated movie.
Can we
Why?
not?
Just because
No,
you said
thank
Robin
you.
Williams, I thought of it. I just
Teddy
saying.
Roosevelt?
Yeah.
No.
I was thinking of Bicentennial Man.
Wow, throwing
Williams.
it back.
Oh, at least why
I don't know if I've
ever.
ever seen that.
It's on HBO,
Yeah, I know.
by the way.
Yeah,
That's why
it
I
is.
watched it again
It
and I was
is,
like, oh my
yeah.
goodness. So, Bicentennial Man. The word bicentennial is 200th anniversary. That's the meaning of it. Anyways, Robin Williams is an android. He's a robot. He's like a butler.
Yep.
And this family kind of buys him. He becomes their butler, etc. And then he's kind of like an anomaly because he starts learning stuff, and he starts finding likes and dislikes. And then he starts, the family kind of adopts and gives him a last name. But over the years, he wants to become more human. So he's living with this family for like 2 generations. And it's sad because it has comedy in it, but at the same time, he sees
It's, yeah.
like the family, start
That
dying,
sounds
and then
really
next
depressing.
generation.
It's a more, it's a
it
more
is.
emotional thing. And picture, it's not Robin Williams like it. A picture Robin Williams, but if he was a robot, like metal. Like,
Yeah.
It's not
But
like
I
you
feel
never
like
see him
Robin
as
Williams, his MO in movies is always starts off happy, ends off really sad. I feel like in most movies that he does. I don't know.
a human. Yeah.
I have to look this
That's
up.
how it starts in this one, yeah. So, anyways, he goes through the transition of becoming a human, and he's going through 2 generations, and then he finds this guy, who specializes in like making these what is it?
He looks
The
terrifying.
humanoid type thing.
Yeah, humanoid parts.
He's trying to.
So
He
starts,
finds other ones, right? Like other people.
Yeah, he tries to find more like him. That's like an anomaly.
Sam Neill is in it?
Yes. Mhm.
Sam Neill is in so many low-key movies that no one's ever heard of, but are fire.
I
Yeah.
love Sam Neill.
Sam Neill's good.
Event Horizon, Joey.
What about black holes?
Oh no, not Event Horizon. Let's not get into that. Anyways,
You can't just drop that and leave.
We'll get back to it. We'll
I'll tell you about
after.
Event Horizon after. Yeah.
so yeah, he starts slowly becoming human, and then it's just sad because you see these family members die, and he when he tries to become human, he talks to like the Federation, it's like a whole federation, etc. And like
Kinda like the
difference between you and humans is like you'd be immortal. Okay, Darian. Timestamp it.
Timestamp. Darian chokes.
Yo, that was beautiful. Your face.
He was
Okay,
like,
so I was looking away for like the 1 second that
I was-
happened. We're
I
gonna
was
have to
literally-
unwind this later.
this was literally Darian's face. He was like,
It's like he's aware of COVID, but he's trying not to cough.
Bro, I drank water. Went down the wrong tube.
oh, I
Oh,
hate that.
shoot.
Oh man.
I saw my life. Okay.
That was beautiful.
I'm back. We're
I
good.
don't even know where I was at.
When he's talking to the
Okay.
Federation, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
You're just laying out plot for plot, scene by scene, the whole movie.
I was trying to get at. It's sad because he's trying to become human. And the difference between him and humanity. You're gonna let me speak? Or what we
yeah,
gonna do?
we're
Just
listening.
laugh?
We're listening. We're listening.
I'll just keep talking. Anyways, because the difference between him and humanity is he's immortal, and the difference is like people are immortal. They're supposed to die. So through the whole movie, you see him transition to being human, and you see the sad and the funny and all that.
Yeah.
And at the very end, it's
Yeah, it's like this is 90s, right?
99.
99? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, just
Almost
looked it
2000.
I've never been a Robin Williams guy. I want to
No,
watch Good Will
no one
Hunting.
likes you. That's why you choked. Okay.
You know, you're probably right. I didn't know Robin Williams was that close
Wait.
to you. I'm sorry. I didn't want to.
Wait, you said Darian choked or Robin Williams? Because there's two different kinds of chokes.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
no, we
There you
can't put that on
Oh,
YouTube.
goodness.
Okay. No, I was saying Robin Williams is. I've never been a big
This is what
fan of
gets
his
us
style of comedy.
I don't think I've ever laughed at Robin Williams.
Exactly.
Yeah.
God.
Exactly.
What's wrong
Maybe
with you?
maybe like
No,
in
not
Flubber
like
or
hard,
something,
no.
but
like probably like yeah.
I love
It's like
Robin
Steve
Williams.
Martin. Like he's one of the greatest comedians of all time, but I've never really laughed at a Steve Martin joke. He's just it's not.
You
my
need to
comedy.
watch Dirty Rotten
yeah,
Scoundrels.
I was gonna say that Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. Makes
We
me
discussed
laugh,
that, yeah,
so,
I haven't
That's
seen
a
Yeah.
gem. You know what?
You're gonna
I'm
put
adding
that-
it to my
you're gonna
list.
Put that in
That's
your low-key
That's
list.
not the
Is that
one that
gonna
I'm
be
going to
your
talk
next
about
one?
next,
Okay.
but I'm adding that to my list.
All right. Let's say we go about 2 more rounds.
My next one, and I don't even know if you guys have seen or heard of this movie. Really weird, really obscure. I think it's probably like a British movie or something like that because half the actors are British. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Oh, where's my book? Hold on.
That is a
Of course, he has a book.
really
Hitchhiker's
weird
Guide to the
movie that it's so unnecessary.
For our listeners, instead of viewers, Darian went to go get his book, but decided to give a little booty shake at the same time. So.
Yeah, it was pleasant.
Unbelievable.
Enjoyed that.
It's buried
No,
somewhere
I've
deep in
never
there,
heard
but
of
this
this
is the
movie, never
sequel
seen
anyway. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah, so super weird movie.
Good choice.
The premise, I don't even know how to go about explaining the premise. It's Martin Freeman is just a normal dude who's living his life. Nothing crazy, super average guy. He gets abducted by one of his friends who's most deaf. I don't know, Yassine Bey, I think is how you pronounce his actual name. I didn't know that. He's an alien, and they go like on a quest to discover what the meaning of life and everything is, and it turns out to be like 4, I think.
42.
42. Okay,
Yeah.
I was close. Sam Rockwell's in it. Real weird dude. He has like multiple personality syndrome, but it's like a head that's in his chest that flips up, and that's like the other personality.
Yep.
Super weird movie. It's hard to explain for people to actually like.
Yeah.
You have to watch it to understand it.
Darian,
You have to
Okay.
watch it.
Darian, have you seen the movie or you just read the book?
I have, and I've read 3 of the books too. It's Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is one of those really weird books you read if you want to just laugh and have a good time. It's a
Yeah.
satirical comedy that has no rhyme or reason for any of the decisions made in the book.
No.
But they travel the galaxy. There's all these alien races. You see all these alien people. It's really like an acid trip of a movie of a book. kind of thing.
100%. Yeah,
2001.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
funnier. It's
Yeah.
like Star Wars comedy.
Okay.
Like Spaceballs? Spaceballs?
Spaceballs.
Hey, we also.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
So
I respect that pick.
yeah, I saw that. I was probably too young to watch that movie.
I mean, it
because
came
was
out a
just
while
like,
ago, right?
It's 2005.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like, I didn't understand anything. I just remember laughing a lot. And then I watched it again not too long ago, and I was like, wow, this is like a weird kind of like hidden gem type movie. If you
Yeah.
can appreciate that style of comedy. If you're not into that kind of comedy, you'll hate it. It's the worst. But
And it's tough to translate that book and all the craziness that's in it to a movie, but they did as good of a job as you could done.
yeah. So it's a really obscure movie. If you have I don't know, an hour and a half, hour and 49 minutes to kill, and you want to just toss that on while you're doing something else around the house, it's one of those that you can have it on in the background and you'll probably get a few chuckles out of it.
It's a good choice. I respect that. All right.
Finally.
Okay, so I'm looking at my list here. Darian, check your phone real quick.
Okay.
Oh no.
We are.
Tell me yes or no if you're gonna mention. it.
No, you could do that.
Okay.
I'll
alright.
discuss it with you.
So yeah, I told Darian to check his phone because I asked him if he was gonna mention this movie because I think he had mentioned it a while ago. But Transformers,
Ooh.
with obviously Shia LaBeouf. I like the first.
Yes.
I like the first 2. Anything after that was like all right, but
Yep.
especially the first one that kicked off the whole franchise.
2 was when he was in college, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
which was
Okay.
good.
Fallen.
Revenge
Rise
of the Fallen.
Revenge of the Fallen. Okay.
Which was a good movie.
Yep.
Don't get me wrong, but number one will always hold a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
Number one, the cast was great. I mean, Shia LaBeouf, Josh Duhamel, Tyrese Gibson.
Yep.
Then you had
Fox.
Megan Fox. This dude, the curly hair guy. What's his name? He's in everything.
Yeah, he's a Jewish dude. Forget his name.
Yeah.
Probably like Heinz Goldman.
Oh yeah.
Remember his name.
Tor.
Joey.
The guy from The Big Lebowski.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, anyway,
He knows who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a great movie. John Turturro. Yeah, sorry.
Totoro. I knew there was a Tor something.
What a great movie. Number one, so ahead of its time with the CGI. This movie came out in like what?
I think 07.
07.
Really?
07.
Yeah.
And it still holds up today with probably
Holy
better than most
cow.
movies that come out now with the CGI.
And that was Michael
Easily.
Bay.
Yeah, Michael Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I loved it. I loved the introduction of all the Transformers when they showed them scanning to get their cars and their
Very
vehicles.
cool.
The plot line of it was pretty cool, where you have the Allspark and you have to go to Sector 7 and find. I love it. I loved it.
I don't think you kick off a franchise any better
Than that.
than
No.
what
Yeah.
they did with Transformers in that
Yeah.
movie.
100%.
Because it was beginning to end super fun,
Yes.
hilarious,
Yep.
great acting. Action was insane. The CGI, like you mentioned, is for 07. I mean, we're talking Revenge of the
crazy.
Sith came out 2 years before, and we know how those green screens look.
Oh my god.
So Transformers was there.
Holy
And
cow.
Michael Bay is very confusing as a director because
It's like
he has
really
some-
good
it's
or
hit or
really
miss.
bad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hit or miss.
you don't know what you're getting with him. And with that movie, I love Transformers. That's a movie.
We're
where you throw
talking
on
the
with a group.
director of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. It's
For
Yeah.
anyone else, for people who want a gauge.
yeah, if you want
Yeah.
kind of a scale here.
Or all the other Transformers movies. Like Transformers 1 was it. Like they hit
Yeah.
it on the mark there.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
Definitely.
And that was slow-mo done right. They had some awesome
Yes.
slow-mo scenes
Yes.
in that movie
'Cause
with
with
like
the huge
the
robots-
scorpion one that jumped out of
Yes.
the sand and
sand.
stuff like that.
Yep.
He was
That,
awesome.
oh my god, the whole scene on the base with Blackout, the helicopter,
Yep.
Yep.
that was
Yep.
amazing.
Even the video game was really fun to play.
We destroyed
I remember
that game.
playing it at Kyler's house on the Wii.
On the
Yeah.
The game we
Wii.
went to Target and
I
bought it
bought Transformers on the
on the
Wii.
Wii.
I had it on PlayStation, but yeah, it was,
That's
Yeah.
like the gamer right there, playing with the
Heck yeah.
nunchuck.
Yeah. Oh wow.
That's a really good choice.
That
I,
was- yeah.
I absolutely love that movie. And
I
you know
haven't
what?
seen that
As a
in
cast,
years.
it felt like they were all comfortable with each other with the way they would
Yeah.
joke around.
good
and, like,
chemistry.
yeah.
My favorite scene, well, not my favorite. Well, no, it might be my favorite scene in that movie is Josh Duhamel and Tyrese Gibson when they're in like the ruins.
Left cheek.
No,
Left-
that
or
that and when he's like, oh, like you gotta go to the orange smoke, and it's like right next to them,
Uh-huh.
and he looks at me, he was like, it wasn't my best toss. man."
Yeah.
like that. It's just like it was.
He's like,
beautiful.
he was like, with orange smoke, and literally as they're talking, orange smoke is like,
It's
right,
like,
in their
right
face.
next to them.
I think that's a really good point though about their chemistry because you could see it fall apart in the second movie, which I think I have a lot of problems with the second movie. Also fun though,
Mhm.
but that's when the whole Megan Fox versus Michael Bay stuff started.
Yeah.
And he's a dirty dude. Don't get me wrong. If you read the stuff that dude was doing to her and all the other people,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how he doesn't get blacklisted, but anyway,
Mhm.
Really?
yeah, you could see it falling apart there. And then the third movie, she was out
Which is, I'm surprised
think
that she
that
came
first
back
movie was
for
great.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with him again.
With
So
Michael
was-
Bay again,
I
yeah.
was confused about that, but
She
Yeah.
We
did it
don't
for the
talk
check,
about
though.
Teenage
I
Mutant
think
Ninja Turtles.
you know what? I think that is one of my favorite scenes too, though, Kyler, in the desert. But
Yeah.
the scene before that when he was like, it's in my pocket. He's like, you have 20 pockets. and then he's like, left cheek. I like that scene. So,
Okay.
All right.
That's good.
This, I have a bunch of movies, so I figure, we're only gonna do one or two more. I think I'm gonna go with a movie that Joey was talking to me about the other day, and it's Maze Runner. I don't know if you guys
okay.
you guys have ever seen
All
it.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
mhm.
That first movie, I love.
I haven't seen
that
the
first
third
movie.
one. I saw the first two. I haven't seen the
I've
third
seen
one.
it.
Yeah, the second two, I mean, I've read the series too. The first book was very close to the book, and it was really
First
good
movie was close to the
adaptation.
book. Uh-huh.
Yeah, the second two books, I'm sorry, the second two books weren't good, and the second two movies weren't good. So that first movie is where I would tell people just stop.
Okay.
The ending like left you wanting more. Awesome action, super cool concept too. Like
Yeah.
I saw the movie before I read the book, and I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. Kids thrown into a pit, don't know why you're there, don't know what's going on, don't remember anything before. All you know now is that a few kids are sent out each day to run this huge maze and try to map it out and see what's at the end of it, but come back before dark time hits or nighttime hits because there's monsters out there. So I
Really cool
thought, and I've
concept.
showed that movie to plenty of people too. And it's always like, wow, this is a really good movie. You can't go wrong with that one.
It was a good movie. I went into it knowing nothing. When I first saw the movie, I didn't even know there was a book. I just saw the trailer and I was like, I want to watch this. I just went to the movies and I enjoyed it a lot. Like,
Yeah. Eyebrows McGee is in it.
that's
Yo,
right.
yes,
Yes.
for real.
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
I can't even
Forget
do
to
that,
say,
bro.
look at
Just so.
Right.
He's in like a video game now too. It's like a horror game or something like that, but they did mocap for his
I saw
face. And
that.
it's him.
Yeah, he's gotten
thinking
pretty
of-
popular, but
He did Black Mirror Bandersnatch.
did Black Mirror,
I haven't
yeah.
seen it, but that's like an interactive.
Interactive.
Netflix. It's like interactive.
Bulk up a bit.
Is he?
Just put on a little
Yeah.
mass.
But I agree, Darren. I enjoyed that movie a lot, and it was like relatively no name cast. The only like big name there was Dylan O'Brien.
Yeah.
And I don't even
Which-
think he was bigger on that.
He
time.
wasn't.
I think that's kind of
I
what
think
he was still
he
starting
was
out,
he
yeah.
was what in like Teen Wolf, which was like
Teen Wolf.
teenagers like
Oh,
at the
true.
time
Yep.
kind of thing. But yeah, I liked it.
I've
a
showed
lot.
that movie to like multiple like groups of people and having them over, and you're gonna, it's later. You want to watch a cool movie.
Mhm.
That one's like one of those that you throw on, and at the end of the movie, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, that was really cool." You might get
Mhm.
one or two people that didn't like it, but
Yeah.
every time I've showed people, they're like, "Wow, that was really cool."
Mhm.
That's a good one.
Do you,
I
do you
love
think
that
you'd
movie.
be able to escape the maze? Like you think about it, they're all young. They're all really young.
Yeah.
Probably younger than us right
They're
now.
younger than us. Yeah, I feel old. I turned 24 today. Freaking
Yeah, man.
bro,
Oh man.
I'm an old man.
The convergence is over.
I'm an old man by young people standards.
I know. But yeah,
This is-
I
Yeah.
don't know. That just scared.
That's
to think
true.
About.
They were what? Their characters were like
16.
17,
I'd say
16,
yeah.
18. Yeah. So
And
Except for Albie, I feel like Albie was just only 20-year-old.
yeah, he was the first
Yeah.
one there.
That's
he was,
that's eyebrows, right?
no.
No, that was the black one. He was the very first one.
He was
Oh,
the first
that's
person.
right.
He,
Yeah, yeah,
he
yeah,
lived
yeah,
there
yeah.
by himself. Yeah.
Okay.
And every
the
time
best,
the movie
man.
took a dark turn, it was like it didn't seem cheesy, it didn't seem fake. It
Mhm.
seemed like, wow, that definitely could have happened. And it's sad that happened to this one. There's no like they don't pick favorites in that movie.
Yeah,
and obviously
and,
Dylan
yo,
O'Brien's
and
just
a
like-
lot of those were like out of pocket too, like out of
Yeah.
left
Yeah.
field. You're like, what the heck? Why did that just happen right now? Like, yeah.
They weren't afraid to kill people off in
That
that
nighttime scene when they're all running into the huts and stuff.
Yeah.
That was I did not
Yeah,
expect
where
that
Albie dies. I
whatsoever.
was so sad when
Yeah.
Albie died. That broke my heart. And at the very end.
How you gonna the spoiler?
Spoiler.
Oh my
Dang,
bad.
I ain't even-
I mean,
That movie's been out for like 10 years.
I
You're
mean,
good.
Chuck,
Wiley, you should before Joey stays there, you should pop up on the screen and go, "We're sorry about this. Joey dropped a spoiler for this next section."
please do. That'd be funny.
Just scroll back. All right, so why don't you go to your movie, Joey? We can move on.
Okay, yes. My movie is Gladiator.
Mm.
Okay.
I know Darren likes that
Mm.
one. Anybody else watch Gladiator? No.
Yeah.
Yeah. A long
Good
time
one.
ago. It's been a minute for me, but
Joaquin Phoenix killed it in that one.
yes, he
Dude.
did.
Oh man,
I remember
Joey, get
watching
it out because I got a vent.
so
How
young.
how intense that scene was when they were okay, but we'll get to it. But
Go ahead, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
no,
This is
he's
your
telling
movie, I wanna know.
when he's telling him to turn around, and remember down,
Oh,
he's
yeah.
like, I want to see your
Well,
face.
he's like-
Who are you?
What's his name? Maximus.
Hmm.
He's like what, the commander of the army of what was it, the Roman army? Is that what he is, commander? or-
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then what is it? This dude, Joaquin Phoenix, kills the Caesar, his dad, in order to gain power because he's crazy. And then when Maximus doesn't show, give him his loyalty, I mean, kind of like backstabs him and just they take him prisoner, kill his family, and then they think Maximus is dead. Maximus comes back as a gladiator, and he just goes through that whole process just to get to Joaquin's character.
Joaquin
Yeah.
was hardcore crazy in that movie.
Yeah,
He was next level
Crazy.
nuts.
Psycho.
Crazy.
but that just shows how he can flex his different
Oh, yeah.
acting abilities because he makes you believe he's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
So this
No,
movie
he
was
killed
on
it.
TV the other day, and and I was looking through and I was like, you know what? I've never seen Gladiator, so I started it over, and I
It's a
messaged
shame.
you guys right after I finished it. I
Yeah.
know I've seen pieces, but I've never seen beginning 10. So I messaged you guys after, and I was like, this is one of the best movies I've ever seen. Like, I think it might be in my top 5. I have to look and see. But
Really? Wow. Okay.
like that amazing. You don't get much more of a stand-up, honorable guy than Maximus, the husband to a dead wife, the father to a dead child. Love that. The whole arc of his character, it was amazing. And Wiley, when you said he's like, turn around, take off the mask, I was like, what's going to happen? We're only halfway through the movie.
Yeah.
That's 2000.
Yeah.
Jeez.
That's why Russell Crowe looks like a freaking blimp now.
Who are
It's been
you?
20
I'm
years since then.
Maximus, Andromedus.
Oh yeah, Digimon Unjutsu.
He's another one.
Woo is in there.
It's pronounced Digimon Hansu.
Is it
Come on.
actually pronounced?
Come on. Come on.
Okay, I don't know. yeah, okay. The kid from Unbreakable? Is that the movie? The name of the movie? With
Yes.
Bruce Willis?
Bruce Willis.
Oh
yes.
my goodness.
Is the nephew. That was him. Okay.
Lucius.
Spencer Treat Clark. Yeah.
They have a sequel coming out now. And I don't know if I told you guys.
Of Gladiator.
Of
apparently.
Gladiator, yeah. They're
No.
finishing up the script, and it's about Lucius.
Really?
It's about Lucius? What does it got to do with it?
So how?
20 years later, they're coming
Yeah.
out with a sequel.
I guess so. I'm cool with that, though. This is a movie I'm cool with the sequel with because it's not going to be Russell Crowe's character.
It has to be a whole
And
different
it's the same
story arc,
director.
like, yeah.
Same director and same writer. It's a Ridley Scott movie too, which I had no idea, and it's the same writer.
Is it? Ridley
Yeah,
Scott?
Joseph
Wow.
told me.
That's
I was
a
like, what?
different movie for him.
Yeah, I mean that was 20
It
years
worked,
ago.
though. Yeah.
Interesting.
His son dying was heartbreaking to watch. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I rewatched
Well,
it again. They
Oh,
They
trampled
like
him with the
burned
horse.
him and just left him there. Like, hey, you know, that was intense.
They ran up because he thought his dad was with him, and the horse just trampled him. I was like, oh! I was heartbroken when I saw
Same.
Yeah.
I was shook,
that. But I
and it
told
was so
Darren
intense.
there was a battle. What is it? The scene where they're trying to make an
Different
escape from
times.
Maximus, and I listened to the music, and I'm like, hold on. I text Darren, I'm like, Darren, that sounds like Pirates of the Caribbean. He's like, not really. And I look it up, and people legitimately say it's almost sounds exactly the same. And I was like,
It sounds close.
interesting.
I said it sounds close, but you said it was the same.
I'll send you the clip.
music.
It sounds exactly the same, dude. Like you
That
could
was what I
hear-
said. I was like, it's not the same, but it is
I wouldn't
close.
know. I haven't seen.
They probably
Pirates of the
sampled it
Caribbean,
from the movie.
Who knows?
I've never seen Pirates,
said,
but I know the
Wiley.
theme.
I saw like the first 2 Pirates, and it was like probably original release. I never saw it again after that, so I wouldn't know.
I never
See
got
what
the
else?
hype.
The very ending when Maximus dies, he starts seeing his family like in the afterlife,
Oh, he's walking through the.
and then his friend,
Joe, you got to start like tossing spoiler warnings out there, bro.
you saying?
That's
This
a
man's
main
like-
character.
All right. Welcome
These are
back
old
to
movies.
welcome back to spoiler warning before Joey says something so
Yeah.
out of pocket.
in this episode we're gonna be
This
talking
man's
about
like-
time travel.
This man's like, yeah, my favorite movie is X movie, and when the main character dies right at this point,
At 36
I'm
minutes.
sorry.
Oh wow,
Just cut that out.
No, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I
like
mean,
that.
the movie was back in 2000. If you haven't seen it,
Yeah, it's
then,
20 years.
Thought we were gonna discuss it.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, so how many more of these are we doing? Because
Let's do
I don't,
let's do
kinda
one more
running dry
each.
here.
Let's do one
One more
more.
I
Each.
think we should do like rapid fire here with these last ones.
Yeah, we could just go. We
Rapid
can
fire?
do
Okay.
one more each, quickly explain, and then we could just read off the rest of our list after that.
all right, so Nacho Libre,
All right.
boy.
Okay.
awesome.
Respect it.
All right. All right.
All right, Wiley.
Awesome movie.
Ah.
Wait, just a little bit explanation why you want not to leave it.
The egg
Just
gave me
'cause.
no eagle powers.
Okay, yeah.
It gave me no nutrients.
I get it.
That's all you need to say.
That's it. Just leave it there. Go ahead, continue.
All right.
That's one of those movies where if you can't recite it line for line,
Ugh,
like
Yep.
at this
you're not a
point-
real fan.
Jancho.
I mean,
Bro.
Darian
Let's
on
go.
Monday basketball is us just running up and down the court, shooting a 3-pointer and
And all the-
reciting
yep.
Nacho Libre lines for no reason.
Yep.
Like,
It's just one of those movies you have to quote constantly because it's so good. And Jack Black,
Jancho.
for a long time, for the longest time, I hated Jack Black. But as I've gotten older, I've come to appreciate him so much because he's one of those actors you could put him literally anywhere and
Yeah.
he will fit. And you don't even have to give an explanation. Jack Black could just be there in the background doing something really weird, and you're just like, oh yeah, it's just Jack Black. Like whatever.
Jack
And
Black
it's just like,
is
okay.
he's a fine wine.
was in
Like,
Community.
he hasn't changed, but people have appreciated
real.
him more.
Buddy. That was one of the best
Yeah,
cameos
Buddy,
in any show
Buddy
I've ever
in
seen.
Community, they introduced him like if he was there from the beginning of the show and nobody knew. Like, it
Yeah.
was like hilarious.
He straight up like high kicked Jeff
Yeah.
Winger, Joel McHale, who's like 6'3". How tall is Jack Black? He's like maybe 5 feet. He high kicked him in the face,
and then they kept
It was
mentioning it.
amazing.
They were like,
Yes.
did you see how flexible he is?
It was so good. So yeah, Nacho Libre. Continue.
All right.
All right, Wiley, bang out
Wiley.
yours.
I'll go with one. Signs. Signs.
Ooh.
I
Oh,
love
no,
Signs.
that was
Yes.
mine for the
Oh, you
rapid
had
round.
Signs? Oh, okay.
That
yeah.
was that's all right.
Signs.
That's all right.
Signs.
M. Night Shyamalan movie, Mel Gibson, Joaquin Phoenix, Abigail Breslin, right? When she was a little girl, and Culkin, the brother, I forget his name.
Yeah, something
Yeah,
Culkin.
that one.
Yeah. But great movie, alien movie, but with a little bit of a twist to it. I've an obvious M. Night Shyamalan style.
One of the scariest scenes.
the birthday
ever.
party, the birthday party, that gives
The
me
alien
nightmares to this day.
walking casually through the alleyway
And it turns its head.
terrified me.
I lost it when I could. Okay, let me
I've never seen this movie.
preface this to it.
What?
Okay, we're not
Hold up.
spoiling anything.
No.
Okay, all right,
I
yeah.
don't know, but whatever
You
you,
need
just
to
said,
watch-
it kind of creeped me out a little
You
bit. I'm not
need
gonna lie.
to watch.
It's a really cool movie.
Whatever you
That
think.
is my favorite Shyamalan movie.
Yes, mine too. Whatever you think is gonna happen in that movie, you're not ready for it.
No.
The basement.
It's
I'll watch it when the sun's out.
No,
Joaquin
watch it.
Phoenix in the closet.
You watch it at night like I did when I was 7 years old and trembling.
Go back in time,
And I
Joey.
couldn't sleep. You know how every kid goes to that one phase where like they're afraid of monsters or aliens? That movie did it for me.
Yeah.
That
That's like the
movie.
first
did it.
16 years of my life.
Under my eyes. I have a 5 o'clock shadow. I'm like scarred. Next
Bro,
episode.
that
I-
movie was ridiculous to me.
I still don't go into the movie sections of stores because of the fear I have. As a child.
Yes.
Anyone who knows
Walmart
me
and
knows.
Target.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Oh shoot.
Let me
Okay.
just put that movie on screen real quick.
no,
Darren.
we gonna Joey, Signs is like Wiley said, whatever you're expecting from it, it's not, because it's more of a study on how emotionally
Yes.
it gets into your head and messes with you.
Yeah.
They're not like
There's a whole deeper
It's a
story behind
psychological
it.
thriller.
There's a whole
Yeah.
deeper story behind it.
that's why it's
I'll
good.
watch it.
You
Go
should.
watch it,
You should.
definitely.
Really good. Really good movie.
It's one of Shyamalan's only good films. I mean, that dude
Yeah,
has a
he-
terrible track
Probably, most
record.
likely.
Besides
Okay.
Split.
Darian.
All right.
Go ahead.
My next movie, Memory Unlocked, Disturbia, 2007.
What an awesome
my
movie.
God.
Right
Yo,
there, I knew it.
Summer of 2009. I probably
Shia
watched that. I
LaBeouf.
probably watched that movie like 50 times with
Why
Josh.
was obsessed
I was
with that movie?
obsessed with that movie. I'm
I knew I
surprised
was
I
gonna
didn't even
get you
think
guys
of
with
it.
that one.
I'm surprised I didn't
Holy
even think of it.
cow.
I showed Wendy that for the first time like this year. She had never seen
I have
it.
to show Chris, so I don't know if she's seen that one.
Another
Disturbia
one I have
is
to watch.
it's a thriller. Again, we're not going to spoil anything here. It's a thriller with Shia LaBeouf, and basically
That's thriller done right.
neighbor,
Yes.
yeah, his neighbor is like sketchy, super sketchy. He sees things going on. He doesn't know what's going on. Throws binoculars, looking through the windows with his friend. They're trying to figure it out, and it just takes 19 left turns, and it keeps you on the edge of your seat from like 5 minutes into the end of it.
Wow.
But
Oh my
bro,
God, I have to
but-
write that one down.
But like the first half hour of the movie, you have no idea it's gonna turn in this direction. And it just like boom, like all of a sudden, and it's crazy.
It's thriller done right.
Mhm.
yeah.
That's how you do a thriller.
Oh, when you said Memory Unlocked, man, you meant it. That's one of those
Yeah.
movies that I completely forgot existed.
Yeah,
and
you-
now I'm just like, holy cow, I need to see this movie again.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
we
was
bring
a
the good recommendations.
that
in.
was a great
Wow.
movie. You haven't seen
Good
it, Joey?
one.
No, I haven't.
All
I
right,
haven't.
do your Signs and Disturbia. You need to watch
do my
those two.
homework.
movies.
100%.
I need
100%.
5 paragraphs, introduction,
That's right.
conclusion, persuasive, please.
Okay. Persuasive essays. All right, Joey.
All right,
hit
Joey.
us.
The Last Samurai. That's my next
Ooh,
one.
Tom
Okay.
Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Where Tom
Oh,
Cruise
yeah.
becomes
is
a samurai.
You know what?
Awesome
I got 2 movies on my list with Tom Cruise that I have to mention here.
Awesome movie.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, I know. Well, probably what one of them is that.
Maybe.
Shoot, how did I not? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, a
Last
simple
samurai.
version. Tom Cruise becomes a samurai. He's hired, and I forgot the whole ordeal with that mess. But I
Yeah.
love it. I just
Civil
love
War
the Japanese
era
culture and
with
everything.
Japanese. Yeah.
It's cool.
Awesome.
That's another movie that you don't want to go into with spoilers. It's
Yeah.
an
Mhm.
amazing story of a movie.
Mhm.
Beginning, and it's like a lot of times samurai movies are really cheesy.
Cheesy. Hmm.
This one is so good, and every Japanese actor or Chinese actor that's done a samurai movie is in this movie.
Yeah.
You're
But
like,
it's
I've seen that guy.
amazing.
It's so good.
Amazing. Yeah.
Great choice. I like that.
Awesome. Good.
Thank you.
All right, even quicker round. Go ahead, Kyler.
Okay.
Again? I'm not ready.
Napoleon
All right.
Dynamite.
Hey, you know,
Boom.
All right.
You don't like
Yeah,
Napoleon
well,
Dynamite?
I'm sure I'm in the minority. I'm not a Napoleon
Do
Dynamite.
the
I-
chickens have large talons?
I can watch his talent show dance scene
Oh man.
on repeat for like 20 minutes and be
Yeah.
content with life. I love that movie.
I was high.
All right.
There's not much to
Shake
say
my
about
head.
Napoleon Dynamite though, so continue.
All right.
Edge of Tomorrow. Tom Cruise,
Darn
Emily
it,
Blunt.
darn it,
Same,
darn
man.
it.
That's exactly what I was gonna say,
Good.
man.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, you did. What a great movie. Basically, it's Groundhog Day on crack. Keep dying, reliving,
Yeah.
dying, reliving, dying, reliving. Trying to further your day every single time, learn from your mistakes. That was a great. I think I saw it with you, Kyler. Was it with
Yeah.
you? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a great
Emily
movie.
Blunt
Yeah.
did a really good job. in
I think that
movie,
might have been one of her best roles.
And interestingly
Quiet
enough,
Place?
Besides A Quiet Place. A Quiet Place was a
They-
whole nother level, which I'm surprised none of us have mentioned that. But
the marketing team for that movie did historically one of the worst jobs marketing that movie for any movie ever. And when it came out, they did abysmal in the box office.
yep.
The only reason that movie has made as much as it has today is because of word of mouth and people like us talking about it, and it's accumulated over time.
Mhm.
But
it's like a
they
cult
did
classic kind of thing.
exactly.
That's
Yeah.
They
true
didn't even
because
recoup the
I don't.
initial.
I don't think I knew anything about it when we went to go watch it. We were just like, "Oh, Tom Cruise, let's go watch this movie," kind of thing.
Yeah, and when you saw it and you left the theater, you're like, wow, that was a
was
really,
really good.
awesome movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
just
another
showed
one
my
of
parents
those
that.
like it's not like a super crazy in-depth like emotional storyline or anything like that, but it's
Yeah.
like
Just little
robotic
hints
suits
of it, but, yeah.
fighting aliens and like explosions and stuff, and you're like, that was satisfying.
And
I
repeating
enjoyed that.
time. Yeah.
Yeah. It's got a little bit of
pretty good
time
choice.
travel in there too. That's a good one.
When
I like
he rolls
that.
under the car.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
my
Yeah, the
favorite
best
scene
part of
in
that
the movie.
movie
The push-ups,
are
the
his
push-ups.
like, yeah,
his dumb ways of dying.
deaths.
Yeah.
It's
It's like,
hilarious.
dumb ways to die. So man.
Goodness, forgot about that.
All right.
Oh man.
I'm gonna lay a movie out here that is very possible that none of you have ever seen, and I would be impressed if you have. It is called The Abyss, and this is a movie with
Yes.
Ed Harris.
James Cameron.
Yes, it's one of James Cameron's.
Why does that
Yes.
sound so familiar
Okay,
to me?
so
but-
in this movie, I don't know if you know about that. The scenes where I think who was it that drowned? Someone
Don't
drowns.
spoil anything. Yes,
It takes place
Don't
in the
pull me.
water with like aliens and stuff like that in the water.
89.
James Cameron
James Cameron,
actually
89,
yeah,
bro.
it's old.
Yep.
James Cameron actually used it's like it's a type of liquid that it
Yes.
looks just like water and it's breathable water. It's like an
they explain
actual
it
thing.
in the movie.
Oh, they do? I
Yeah,
don't.
yeah,
I
so-
haven't seen it in a long time.
So essentially, there's a scene where the movie's about an alien encounter underwater, and it's like Signs in the sense that it's more about the journey to that
Mm-hmm.
more
Okay.
than the entire ending. And there's a scene where they have to go underwater for a long period of time while something is sinking, and they have these little pods that you put over your head, and the liquid that's inside of it is the same liquid that a baby is in the womb of their mother.
Oh, like an amniotic sac kind of thing.
Yeah,
Amniotic.
so it takes you like 90 seconds and you're like choking and you don't know what's
drowning.
happening. You're drowning. And after that time is up, you're breathing that liquid. It's so cool.
So
I love that
Yeah.
scene.
strange.
Yeah,
That's
It
crazy.
is strange. Yeah.
freaking
But the
James
mo-
Cameron, man.
Wow.
And then the ending to the movie is so cool.
Wow. I haven't watched
Nin-
it. I've heard of it. That's why it
Yeah.
sounds familiar to me, but I haven't
Yep.
watched it. Yeah.
It's one of those
That's a
like
movie that not many people have.
and back when these movies were still kind of like not a huge thing in the movies, like that
Yep.
these kinds of premises. This was one of like the original like alien movies that took like a different kind of twist on things
Mhm.
and stuff. It was
Yeah.
really really cool, really unique. And it's James Cameron who directed Avatar, who directed Titanic, all these like different things. So it's one of the greatest directors for crazy stuff like that.
I love that movie. But if
Okay.
you haven't seen it, throw that onto a list. And guess Joey, your last movie.
I'm running dry here. I'd say Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Have you guys seen Bohemian
I
Rhapsody?
havened.
No, I haven't.
I
Queen.
showed it to Darian. It makes
Yep.
you appreciate Queens more, and you just listen to music.
I
and you're
mean,
just
Queen is just amazing together.
You love Queen. You have to. The movie has its flaws, but I thought it was a really good. It was a really good representation of everything that he went through.
Is very good. That the concert.
Do the Rami Malek impression, Darian.
He's gonna suck his lips real quick.
What's going on, Jimmy?
Oh man, we got to get him on the podcast too.
Yeah.
He's next for the shout out.
All right. So I think that's about it.
Kylie, you have
All
any
right.
more? I'll read the rest.
I have
off
like
a list.
5 more.
Let's just read them off. Just read them off. and
Okay, I
we'll
got
explain them.
Zoolander. Awesome movie.
Kyler went full satire for this.
Oh
He
yeah,
went-
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
It's a good
I actually
choice.
have an Adam Sandler movie, Big Daddy.
That's a good movie.
My
Okay.
favorite Adam
I
Sandler
like, yeah,
movie.
yep.
Big Daddy was awesome. I got Dumb and Dumber. Dodgeball, a underdog story. If you could dodge a wrench, you could dodge a ball.
Ball, yeah.
Yes.
And this is one of the ones that was rated 0 on the Rotten Tomatoes. Ridiculous 6. I loved Ridiculous 6.
I mean, I understand why it was rated 0, but
Yeah,
great
100%.
nonetheless.
I get it, but it was hilarious. Taylor Lautner was probably one of my favorite characters in that movie.
Yeah.
I loved
Joey
him.
showed me that movie. I remember.
All right.
So-
all right.
Oh, and Pacific Rim. That
Okay.
was the one movie that was like
That's
not
also on
comedy.
mine. Yeah, that's also
Yeah.
on mine. Yeah. Okay, so mine is Pacific Rim. I'll read off 10 Cloverfield Lane, which amazing
It's on
movie.
mine.
Oblivion with Tom Cruise. Not a lot of people liked it. I enjoyed that movie very much.
I liked it.
Had a whole
was
different twist. Did not see it coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just because it's close to my heart, Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious, Tokyo Drift.
Oh, okay.
My favorite
All right.
Fast and Furious movie. So.
I also had 10 Cloverfield Lane. I had Remember the Titans, which
Okay, yeah.
Wow.
we watched that movie as a family the other night.
Ooh, Freedom Riders.
That
I
movie
haven't seen that
hits.
Yeah.
That we also watched Freedom Riders, which
Yeah.
is another movie that hits.
Mhm.
Let's see. Nacho Libre Disturbia. Oh, School of Rock,
one. Ha!
which is another Jack Black movie.
Wow. Yes.
And I remember seeing that movie for the first time at Carlos's house. And I have it. I love that movie.
School of Rock was
Carlos,
a
if
good
you're seeing
movie.
it, bro. Oh man, Mr. Schneeblay.
Yeah.
That's School of Rock is a. That's
a
when I
good movie.
finally like Jack
That's a
Black was
classic.
amazing.
Yeah.
It is
2005,
Okay.
right, or something like that. Like 05.
Yeah,
Something around
definitely
there.
older. All right,
Yeah.
and then that was pretty much it for my list. Joe, you got anything else?
And not really, but if I can only think of one off the top of my head, it's Jumanji, the Robin Williams. The very
Okay.
classic
That
one.
may just
That-
be. Yeah,
the one movie you like of Robin Williams.
Mhm.
I think so. I haven't seen Goodwill Hunting. I hear good things about it.
Oh,
so I'm
that's
sure I'll
like
that,
one
but
of supposed to be one of the best movies like ever.
I've heard that, but
Which
it's.
is
I don't
literally-
think it's like funny. I
was
think it's more like
literally-
emotional.
Yeah, it's an emotional.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm honestly, I'm glad we did this, but I'm also really glad that anyone listening has heard me talk about serious movies, because I feel like if we started with something like this, people would have a really low opinion of me based on the movies that I chose.
Yeah. I mean,
I
there's
take
all-
movies seriously,
Those
but
are
I
all
also
like
like to
feel
have
good
fun.
movies, laughing
Yeah.
with your friend type things. So.
Yeah.
All right.
I knew you guys would take things more seriously, so I was like, screw it, whatever.
Yeah, there's probably
That's a good
there's
call.
probably a bunch more that we're leaving off that we didn't think.
Oh
of,
yeah, we
but,
could do
you
this
know.
again.
Marvel news popping up, Disney news.
Nah, I
Uh,
saw. Danny sent me a link to some of the new Marvel stuff that was dropped. I didn't really look into it because I saw the pictures and it was like kind of weak. I don't know. They just kind of went over the stuff we knew. I mean, I guess there's a Groot show coming out, WandaVision, that kind of stuff. Falcon, Winter Soldier. It kind of seems like the stuff we knew about, and I don't think they dropped a Spider-Man trailer. So
All right.
Which I'm sad about. From the Marvel official page, John Watts will direct the new feature film for Marvel's first family. Fantastic.
oh, Okay, do we know any casting, year, release?
Who's
trying to
what
see
else has
here.
John Watts done?
Um,
Do we know?
John
No,
Watts,
I don't
he
even
does
know.
all the Spider-Man movies for MCU.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh wow. Okay. So, all right. That's good.
cool.
You're right, yeah. This is a
Um,
director.
confirmation on Christian Bale's character for Thor: Love and Thunder. He is the villain. His name
Hey,
is
told you.
Gore the God Butcher.
Wow.
Sounds menacing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm super excited
Gonna
for
put on
that.
a lot of masks for that. Or what's
A
gonna
new-
happen here?
He can do it all.
A
I know,
new
that's why.
a new Ant-Man and the Wasp called Quantumania.
I don't really need it.
I am those.
I
I
don't really need
hate
it.
those movies. Every year that goes by, I hate them more. I don't like Ant-Man movies. They're terrible.
I like them because I love Paul Rudd.
I love Paul Rudd, yeah. So
He's awesome.
I
Those
will
movies are
watch Paul Rudd
trash.
all day. Yeah. I'm not a fan of the movies, but what are you gonna do?
like Darian said, an I Am Groot show. They have a Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special with James Gunn back to write and direct, which will be
it a
in
movie?
2022. It's an original special coming to Disney Plus in 20. Don Cheadle returns as James Rhodes or War Machine in Armor Wars, an original series. A classic,
that's just like
a
90s.
classic Marvel story about Tony Stark's worst fear coming true. What happens when his tech falls into the wrong hand?
Every movie.
Yeah, well, pretty much like in the
Yeah,
second
literally,
one
dude.
with Hammer Industries, where they were trying to recreate his stuff, kind of thing. I guess it's kind of.
Okay.
Isn't the third
Um,
one literally all about that?
Careful,
Where
Tony.
he gets like
Yeah.
Tony, look behind you.
Tony, you got Obadiah, Tony. We got to do this after.
Shoot.
They have okay. I've heard speculation about this Ironheart, which is
Okay, Pepper.
No.
Is it Ironheart Pepper?
Pepper's Rescue.
Oh, that's right.
Ironheart is Riri Williams. She's pretty much invents a new advanced suit of Iron. She's like the new female Iron Man kind of thing.
Okay.
Samuel Jackson is back as Nick Fury, and Ben Mendelsohn from Captain Marvel returns as the Skrull Talos in Marvel Studios' original series Secret
Ben
Invasion.
Ooh,
We're gonna have a Skrull
okay.
Secret Invasion. It's a series, not a movie. So
I'm
That's
like so
so
not
much
hyped
better.
for any of that stuff.
Okay, no, because you haven't read the Skrull comics.
Yo,
Secret,
the
Secret
Secret
Invasion
Secret Invasion
is nuts.
Super
Literally,
Skrull?
Fantastic Four, those
you don't
people,
know. You don't know
whole thing.
who's a Skrull.
Yeah,
They literally impersonate everyone.
they literally
It's nuts.
They-
That's
they-
awesome.
they impersonate the Illuminati, which is like the top group in the Marvel.
Everyone, the
thing. Yeah.
leader of every
Group of
Marvel,
Marvel heroes,
like
kind of
group.
thing.
Yeah.
What's his name? The Skrull who's the villain of the Fantastic Four. He takes all their abilities.
Super Skrull.
Super Skrull. Yeah,
Oh, Super Skrull. Okay.
he's
The
That's what I was
reason
waiting
is-
for. That's what I was expecting. That's what I'm waiting for.
Yeah, I'm just Marvel with shows. I have to see a good one to.
I don't. We'll
start
see.
being hyped for, that's
WandaVision.
it.
WandaVision is gonna be the first one we see.
Yeah.
Captain America and the Winter Soldier looks, or
Yeah,
Captain
Falcon.
Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah,
I like Sebastian Stan.
Moon Knight also announced.
Yep.
She-Hulk. The Hawkeye, which with Haley Steinfeld with the new set photos, it looks good to me. And they have the pizza dog, Kyler. They have the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I saw he had like a hearing aid, so I think they're gonna go that route. Like they're going.
Oh, some kind of like
accurate.
explosion or something like that. Because he hasn't had it throughout all the movies or anything,
Yeah.
so they're gonna have to explain that.
Obviously Brie Larson as Carol Danvers and Captain Marvel 2. Miss Marvel
we're at-
Disney Plus
I
series.
think we're at like 3 hours now.
1 hour 53 minutes. Okay, buddy. Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
That's a full Asian cast. They're really
Yeah.
hyping that up.
Yeah, they got. I'm not gonna even try to pronounce these.
There's a Big Hero 6 show coming out.
Big Hero 6 show coming out. Yeah,
You know, I like that movie.
they
That movie was good.
they got
It's a
some.
really good movie.
They put out some first looks for the What If series, the Loki series.
They're doing a What If series, like
Winter
a live
Soldier.
action.
No, it's animated. What If is animated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Do you guys
Yeah,
know
they got
about
a
What
few
If?
stuff.
No.
What
It's
If-
literally
it's
like
them- it's
they'll
them
change
ex-
something.
Yeah, it's them exploring different.
Possibilities. Like
Possibilities in
if
the-
Spider-Man, what if Aunt May died instead of Uncle Ben?
Okay.
Yeah. So they'll take key parts of different heroes' lives and turn it around. They'll say, okay, this person dies instead, or this thing that was really impactful never happened. How would that change the character? How would that change the storyline and stuff like that?
Why I like Flashpoint.
Yeah, Flashpoint was amazing.
Yeah. It's kind of like that, but for Marvel.
Cool.
All right.
Okay. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got. None of this has casting type stuff. I wish they would just announce John Krasinski as freaking Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four movie.
That'll happen.
How often do fan
terrible.
casting choices?
It's
make
gotta
it, though?
It's gotta happen though. But it's not
We're-
like he auditioned for Captain America, so it's
Oh,
not
yeah,
like
that's right.
he's on Marvel's radar, and
Yeah.
he's been in talk with Marvel. They've seen him go to Marvel Studios and talk. So
That'd be the first time I see that they respond to fans and be like, "We're gonna give it to you."
yeah,
John
Well,
Krasinski
that's
is
kind of what
fantastic.
Dave Filoni's doing, not with casting, but with stories.
Yeah, I don't think anyone asked for Rosario Dawson, but I mean, she did okay.
yeah.
So
No, but like story wise,
I'm not allowed to bash Rosario Dawson anymore because she did a really good job.
Yeah. And we're gonna see a lot more of her in her own show. So.
Yeah.
all right, well, Joey, I think
Final
it's
thoughts, final thanks, guys.
Also, questions, keep them coming. I posted on the Light Pool Instagram the other day, and you guys bombarded us with a bunch of questions.
Dude,
Yeah.
questions. I'm gonna have to like write this down.
No,
Thanks for
we
got the
have
notes.
We have the notes. Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So we got
Ratings
a
and
bunch.
reviews,
We're
too.
getting there.
If you can take a few minutes to write something down, really appreciate it.
Like the one we read last week. Nice. But yeah.
Attack butter. Something short and concise. That's all we need.
Yeah. But
All right.
other than
Well,
that,
anyways, thank you guys for supporting us continuously. As always, we're on Spotify, of course, YouTube. What is it? Apple Podcasts, Instagram. What else? Are we on TikTok yet?
we are on TikTok. We haven't posted a video yet, but we are on the TikTok.
So
So.
soon we'll post a video or something. on there.
Castbox.
Oh, here we
We've
go.
removed all of our podcasts from Castbox, all of our videos. We want nothing to
It's
do
okay,
with those
Pop. You can
people.
still listen to us while you're at work, buddy.
We want no clientele from them.
Thank you, everybody. And that's Lights Out on the Light Pole Podcast.